All right, hello YouTube. Good morning. Let me just get TikTok live here and we'll be good to go. All right, let's do it. Alrighty. Let some folks trickle in here. All right, folks, welcome to Friday. Welcome to the map making stream. It's a little something new, a little something special. Get this all nice and lined up. Rise, Woogie, welcome in. Hey, happy Friday. We made it, y'all. We made it to the last day of the week. How y'all doing? You excited? Excited for the something new today? A little different stream going on? Welcome in, y'all. Good to see you. Rise, I know you were here. Woogie, I'm not sure if you were, but we're doing something a little different today. We're gonna be making maps live on stream. A little something different. Doing a little variety hour Friday fun. Let me know if the setup looks good, if the audio's good. A little bit different. We're not running on the usual setup right now, but I think it's good. Looks fine. Bert, hey, welcome in, buddy. Good to see you. How you doing? Raffy as well. Good morning. Good to see you. Happy Friday, y'all. Happy Friday. We made it. Raffy, those eyes hurting? You tired? I appreciate the share, Raffy. Y'all, yeah. It's map making Friday, the first ever. Gonna have a little bit of fun on it today. You're awake, but you're up way too late, huh, Bert? Hey, no worries. You made it, buddy. You made it. Raffy, you're hyped for map day. Is that why you got up early, or was it unrelated? If it was unrelated, don't let me know. Just let me keep thinking it was for map day. Aaron, yeah, I'm sad you're gonna miss it. You'll have to catch the VOD on YouTube. It'll be there. It'll be there as soon as we're done. Melissa Lee, good morning. Tommy boy, good morning. Tommy, Aaron told me you posted some adorable pet pictures in Discord, so I need to go see those. I'm excited now. Melissa, how you doing? Happy Friday to you. Woogie, you think it's time for Servant of Rage? Well, I appreciate that, man. Please, if you wanna give it a look, see, you can find it on Amazon, an ebook, paperback, and audio. You know the drill. But y'all, today's not about books. Today's about maps. So we're gonna be working on that. Should be fun. What was that? Rafi, you said I have so many questions about how you made the map. That's good. That's good. We'll talk about it, man. Feel free. Hit me with those questions. Melissa, you're very tired. It's all right. You just gotta hang out. You just gotta hang out today. No worries. Davis Jones, hey, welcome in, buddy. The software is called Incarnate. It's a website. I love it. I treat it pretty much like a video game. I'm on it way too much. Thank you. So yeah, it's called Incarnate. And let me just fix one of my stream graphics real quick. Let's see, did that fix it? Looks like it was a little bit cropped out. TikTok crops it. Yeah, that's good enough. We'll roll with it. All right. You'll have to bear with me a little bit. We're doing a new setup today. I've never done this before, so my scenes aren't all set. Sleepy, hey, welcome in, buddy. Good morning. Good morning. Melissa, yeah, an Incarnate fan, absolutely. You know how fun it is. Yuck Yuck Lee, hey, welcome in. Happy Friday. We made it. We made it. Last day of the week and our map making stream, y'all. This is our celebration of the week coming to an end. We're gonna make an original map, but I went ahead and just started. Just had this one. This is an example of one that I've made for a story going on in the background. Yeah, I think we'll be able to fit the vertical orientation on screen pretty well. So, yeah, folks, how you doing? You ever? I know Melissa, you've clearly used Incarnate. Anybody else? You ever made a map for a fantasy world or anything like that? A little bit of a backstory on this one. It is this is from a world where the entire city and some of the outlying areas Rise Incarnate is free to use with limited assets, and for the Pro plan with all the assets, it's $25 for a year or $5 a month. Yeah, Yuck Yuck, this is insanely fun. It's like a video game. I have way too much fun. So basically, I guess we started on this one, but I can go to my blank one. Oh yeah, good call, Rafi. Pro has a week free. Let me get my phone on Do Not Disturb here, so I'm not distracted by notifications. I'll put it in chat here. It's Incarnate is the website I use. Big fan of it. This is a map that I've made with it, but if we pop back to this screen, I have a couple other maps. They're pretty pedestrian compared to that one. That's the one I put a lot of work into. Matt, hey, welcome back, buddy. Good to see you. Oh, I'm glad you're on vacation. That sounds lovely. Where'd y'all go? What'd you do? You're back just in time for our map making stream, our special Friday stream here. Oh, sick, Rise. That's a good deal. Congrats. That's a wonderful writing computer, too. So, y'all, I figure we'll make this, we'll make an all-original map today with input from y'all. So, I guess the first question is, and we'll try to keep it like vertical orientation, so it fits on screen well. But y'all, first question as we make this map, should it be an island or should it be a continent? We got a little bit of seawater here, just a template background, but what do we want? We want like, if we go to the land tool, do we want like an island? Something like that? Or do we want a continent? Island? Okay, everybody's going with island. Okay, cool. Well then, I am going to scope out an island. Everybody says ooh, Rafi says multiple connected islands. Okay, that's interesting. Cool. Alright, so let's, I couldn't get the tools on screen in vertical orientation, but what I'm doing right now is I'm dropping my brush size down to 40. And we are on the add or subtract tool, which is basically for adding land. So if I do this, it's just going to sketch out like a coastline. We can vary how random these little, swirls and stuff are, the edges. I've just got it set to kind of a standard randomness. So yeah, but that's not the coastline I want. So let's subtract it all out, get rid of it, and let's start doing our coastline. So what shape island, y'all? What shape? I'm thinking, let's see, we should have like a windward side, right? Where like you're getting a lot of wind, a lot of oncoming waves. So I'm gonna do like a beach sort of deal right around here, right? Like give it a good curve to it. And we're trying to keep this vertical, so I'm gonna round it off top, sharp edge on the back. Morning, Paul. Welcome in, buddy. Welcome to the map making stream. We're doing a little something different today. All right, y'all. How we liking something like this? just for the outline. And once we've got the outline, we'll up the brush size here, put it to like 80, and we'll just fill this in. Rafi, gotta say, it's really peaceful listening to your music while filling this in. It feels very soothing. Good art vibes. Lapis, hey, welcome in. This is software. It's a website called Incarnate. I'll put it in chat here, and it's a free map making tool. But it has a pro plan as well for $5, which gives you access to $5 a month. Gives you access to all of their assets. Yeah, isn't it perfect music, Paul? Woogie? Yeah, thanks to Rafi. Rafi made this music for us to play on stream. Incredibly generous, incredibly talented. Y'all, I like this beach we got going on here, but I kind of wanted it to be bigger, right? I kind of wanted like the whole side of the island to be kind of beachy. So I'm gonna cut out a little bit there and get more to that feel. Cassidy, hey, good morning. How you doing? Welcome in. Welcome to the map making stream. All right, so let's set the brush to 40. And I'm gonna carve. Oh, give it a peninsula, says Sloids. Rock on. All right, I'm gonna do. All right, I'll do that. We're gonna do a peninsula maybe over here. Nah, I don't. That's not too bad. I don't hate that. I kind of wanted to give it a little bit of a kind of that feel. There we go. Get a little bay going on. We think about something like that. Rafi, the waves. The waves are a feature that in the settings. I forget when I set that, but it's somewhere deep in the settings there's an option to choose how many wave lines you get along a coastline. Cassidy said you're prepping for Magic the Gathering tournament this weekend. Well, that's fun. You're getting ready for bed now. Okay. Hey, well, rock on. I hope the tournament goes well. I think there was just like a pre-release or a release, right? A lot of my friends in the Magic community have been talking, having fun. All right, y'all. We liking that little bay going on? I see a hell yeah from Sloids. All right, rock on. All right, let me carve out this beach now. Hey, thank you for the follow, Lapis. Appreciate that. This isn't our usual content, but it might become a usual Friday thing if folks enjoy it enough. Most days we do writing sprints. We create on stream together, and then I do Q&A about books, writing, publishing, author life, anything you got. Oh, rock on, Cassidy. It's like Return to Tarkir or something like that, right? I think that's what I saw. Ooh, I cut too deep on that beach. So I just want to carve this out a little bit more. Something kind of like that. Feels a little bit too sharp for my taste on the end, so we're gonna round this off just a bit. There we go. Kind of like that. What are we thinking, guys? How do we like this shape? I feel like down here we kind of need something going on. It's a little bit too, I don't know, uninteresting, I suppose. Maybe we vary the randomness of the coastline. Let's see if I can remember how to do that. I've had it set for so long. There we go. Rafi, I just found the setting for you. You were asking about the waves. If you're in the add or subtract tool for land, and then you hit the filter, open mask effect options, there's a ripples effect checkbox that you can check, and then set its thickness and wave intensity, all that stuff. All right, what should we do? Hey, Poison, welcome in. Rafi says it looks like a high heel shoe. I can see that. Gotta have jagged rocks along part of the coastline. Yeah, we'll get some landscape features going in here, Sleepy. Poison, welcome in. Glad to see you. Happy Friday. Dodo, what's the name of the program? We're using a program called Incarnate. It's free it's a website you can just go to, and it's free for basic plan, and then for $5 a month you get all the assets, or $25 a year. We're on Pro today for the stream, so I'll have a few extra assets. Kind of curly tail, says Lapis. Interesting. Almost looks like a seahorse. Yeah, kind of. No worries, Dodo. Alright, I kind of want to do something with down here, y'all. I'm not liking the land shape. Like, what do we do to it? Maybe, I guess it depends on the terrain of the island, right? If it's like fjords, you'd have some harsh little cuts and whatnot in there, little valleys. It just depends. Is it a mountainous island? I feel like it's gonna be, right? Because mountains are just more interesting. I'm just gonna... Ooh, smaller islands off the coast. Yeah, I like that, Matt. I like that a lot. And it definitely needs a lake. All right, we're gonna just sketch out a rough lake real quick. You know, this is a good place for the lake, actually. Let's just throw a quick lake in here. We'll round that out later. We're just throwing it in for now, and then we're gonna do those islands. Seeker, you said more spiky on the west. Okay, we could do that. Let's get a little island. If this, I think the west, if that's gonna be the spiky side, then we're gonna throw some little islands in off here. Something kind of like this. I don't love the look of those though. Good morning, JR. Welcome in. Leave the triangle. What if there's a hidden pirate ship in it? Well, you know what we could do? You could, if we drop the brush size down a little bit, we could have the lake connect a little bit to the ocean. Oh, that wasn't on screen. Could do something like that. Maybe it's a saltwater lake or a lagoon, I guess that would be. I kind of like that, but I don't like where I put it. So maybe, let's see, maybe just like a cut through kind of like that, maybe? That's a little too much. Maybe the old one was good. Oh, okay, it's not redoing it. Something like that. Still too jagged. A little quicker. I think the random it's the randomness on the curve that's getting me. Let me see if I can adjust that a bit. Diagonal is what you're saying? All right, we'll do diagonal. Something like that. We liking that? Ah, my head's in the way. We liking something like that? I think it's just a little bit too thick though. I kind of want it to be like just a little channel, you know? Like right here, and then boom. Okay, there we go. We'll rock with that. Yeah, definitely Seeker. Spot on. The not random brush. You can really carve out rivers and canals and stuff. Sick. Okay, now there was someone else said something that I wanted to do. Oh, jagged coastline. I'm gonna go change this a little bit. I want to smooth this out into a beach, but I'm forgetting at the moment how to adjust my brush roughness. It's been a little while since I played around in here. Hey, welcome in, Katie. We are doing a special Friday stream where we're making fantasy maps from scratch. Ooh, Matt, I like that. Maybe the channel widens as it leads to open water. Okay, yeah, I'm a fan of that one. Let's see, get the brush size. I need to keep it small because we're kind of sculpting here. Real small. Oh, yeah, you're right, Seeker, thank you. Star to circle brush, that's exactly what it is. Alright, so we're gonna widen this, almost like a river delta, as it comes out. Something like that, maybe? Is that a little too subtle? Hey, Bert, have a good day at work, man, but thank you for stopping by, we appreciate it. JR, what's the name of the place you're making that for? I'm not sure. We haven't named it, but I'll take name suggestions for sure. Alright, you like the canal. Sick. Alex pretending he doesn't stay up till 3 every night making maps. Let me just remember this brush. Let's see. Paul, you said I imagine now a trade route developing, a port along the west coast of the island and lake. Yeah, I could see that. I mean, honestly, if the canal is navigable, this would be an incredible port. Ooh, I kind of know what I wanted. Something I wanted to do. Well, I guess, you got a great port here in this little bay going on, too. Land of the Lost, says J.R. Stewart, as the name. Suggestion. Is the island isolated or near others, says Rafi. I don't know, y'all. We're kind of figuring it out together as we go. Um, I kind of want to. I'm going to smooth this beach out a little bit because I wanted it to look like, one of those long, sloping or arced coastlines. So let's see if we can smooth it a bit. Gotta get the swing down. Yeah, something like that. It's a little too much though. It needs to be a bit more random. So we're gonna go to square brush and we're gonna add some star brush and we're gonna add it back a little bit, just a little bit in here. I'm not loving that though, y'all. My randomness settings aren't. The curve isn't great. Crumble Island. We finally found the Muffin Man. That's okay. I don't hate the beach here. Maybe it'll look better once I paint it with some color. I see where you're going for the socks thing, Slide. It does look like a shoe a bit. All right, so y'all we're happy with this weird triangle lake. You don't want it to look a little more natural than that? Rise says it looks like a seahorse. Yeah, I've seen a couple seahorse comments. It kind of does. Kind of does. Make the lake a touch smaller? Yeah, it is pretty big, huh? We can trim the edges a bit. Make it a little less triangle-y. Oh, I kind of liked it before. There we go. You round it. Oh, y'all can't see. I just accidentally made a straight line. Straight lines don't occur in nature. So we gotta cut that out of there. And also, I want to cut down some of these, these little, I'm not sure what to call it, but like the random divots on the side of the lake and stuff. If there's too many that all look the same, it's obvious that it was generated, you know? You wanna round off some of them so they don't look the same size. There we go. Ooh, I'm liking that, y'all. How are we thinking on that lake? And I guess it's more of a lagoon than a lake, so if you put some land within the lake, you'd have an island, an island inside an island. I mean, I kind of have to do it. Yeah, where is Geo during the art stream? He streamed yesterday. I think it was yesterday, right? No, it was the day before. Man, they all run together. Alright, how about we want an island inside our island? Oh, nope, I didn't want to attach it there. How's about that? We like that shape? Just a little island in the corner? Could be a secret shrine of some sort, says Monday. Hey, it could be. Alright, how's that looking? I do like the addition of that little island. I still don't like the overall shape though, y'all. How should we carve this out to like change it a bit? Cute little birthmark on the seahorse. I don't know why the shape's not working for me. Do you add more on the northeast end? Yeah, I do like that, Monday. I think if we're looking at kind of the weight of the island, I think the top side's gonna have mountains up here, and we're kind of flowing downward. So I think the bottom's a little too pointed down here, and I also think it should be more narrow and jagged. Like islands form around mountains, so it should have its thickest landmass up here, and then flow downward and narrow. Peninsula's too skinny, says a user. We could thicken it up a bit. And David, this program is called Incarnate. It's a free website you can use, and they have a paid plan for like $5 a month, or $225 for a year. And I'm not sponsored by them, but hey, who knows? Maybe that's the new source of income. We just get sponsored by Incarnate and do map streams. We can thicken this peninsula up a little bit, something like that. Or is it a little too spindly? We can widen the base. I kind of liked it before that stroke. A little more curved, maybe? I need to be on the round brush for this. I think you need to add to the back of the seahorse. Yeah. We'll get there. I like that. I wanted to narrow it off down here, so we're gonna subtract a little bit. We got this big beach feature, oops, that I just cut into. we got this big beach feature going on right here. So I think down beneath it we could kind of almost round it off. Nope, that wasn't quite right. Something kind of like that. Round off. Oh, I kind of like that shape. Let me get back on my star brush. Oh, you know what? I kind of like taking out this island down here, kind of making this like a secondary island, kind of right off of it. And then roughing up the coastline a little bit. So we get more of a... Yeah, that looks a bit more natural if we kind of cut this out a bit. I made the Panama Canal. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. I didn't mean to cut into it. Yeah, so let's... I don't know how... I want the shapes of these two to go well together, kind of interplay. Maybe... If this is the beach side up here on the east and the north, this should be the rougher side over here. Paul asked, would I typically make a map for your world before or after writing? Paul, I don't make maps for all my stories. I really just do it for fun. So I just kind of get inspired and do it. So I guess that would be before writing. Or after writing, I mean. Monday, there's a fun idea, kind of like Hawaii with the progressing islands where they kind of stretch out away from each other. I like that. So what if we did something just a little bit like... Nah, brush size too small on that. Makes the random edges a little bit too nitty gritty. Something like that. I kind of dig that, y'all. I still don't like the overall shape of the island, though. Something's not clicking with it for me. I don't know what's going on there. Maybe it'll look better with some topography going on. That makes sense, Paul. Use the map for your D&D sessions. Figure out the why based on the map. Hey, it's a good source of inspiration. Good place to start, right? Poison says maybe the seahorse needs a crown. I think what I'm going to do... I'm not sure. I'm just not happy with the overall shape. I think it probably needs to thin towards the bottom a little bit, like we were talking about. So let's get our brush here and just knock a little bit of this off. I do kind of like how this like rounds from the canal. Ooh, okay, there we go. That actually did a lot. I kind of really like that. I'm feeling it now. Yeah, Rafi, did that change it a little bit? I feel like that made it better, but we could do some more work there. Hey, y'all, welcome in. If you're joining, this is our special Friday stream. We're just kind of making a fantasy map together. Thank you for the tiny, Matt. Appreciate that. And I forgot to thank everybody for re-upping the stream team. Thank you, Aaron Winnick, Melissa Lee, Woogie the Bear. Appreciate y'all. Okay, good. You're liking that better. Rafi. Malort Lover, hey, welcome in. I have been indoctrinated into the cult of Malort, so your name disgusts and terrifies me. Welcome in. Good to have you. Paul said, to me, it's the northeast side of the island that makes it feel off. Yeah, I agree the northeast needs work as well. Aiden, hey, welcome in, buddy. Welcome in. Monday said, is there a chunk that separates from the top curve of the beach? Not sure. Well, Rafi, we'll shape it out once we get the kind of the elevation, the topography going. I'm thinking beach on this side. In fact, I could paint that in real quick to kind of demonstrate. If we go to our foreground and open our catalog of textures here, let's see. Y'all, I apologize, I couldn't get the textures and stamps on screen too well in the vertical orientation, but I'm gonna hang out down here in the dirt section. Yellow clay might do it if we're gonna paint some beach here. No, that is truly like clay. I need sand. Let me search sand in here. Sand with pebbles. That's an okay one. Sand with pebbles. Sandy ground. I think we'll do Could do sandy ground, yellow sand. The beach episode side adventure. Aiden, this is a software called Incarnate. It's a website. You can use it for free, and then it's got a pro plan for $5 a month or $25 a year. That'll get you access to more assets. All right, we're just gonna paint a little beach in here, just to remind us that's what's going on right there. And now I wanna drop my brush size, and I wanna kind of paint it out with a nice little edge. All right, we'll touch that up later, but that's a good start, I think. Just to let us know we got beach going on. Tropical Island could be fun, says Malort. Hey, Lil Cheesy, welcome in. This is just a little special Friday stream we're doing. We're making a fantasy map together. Monday says, what kind of climate does this region have? Even temperature influences topography. Absolutely. Malort wants the Malort distillery in the middle. Appreciate the follow, Malort. I would never curse one of my wonderful fantasy worlds with the invention of Malort. Never, never. Y'all, if you don't know what Malort is, don't let any Chicago locals trick you into drinking it unless you're really into that. It is an experience. I'm sorry, wait, I'm supposed to keep it going. Malort is a delicious, sweet drink that is fun for everyone. You should all try it. It doesn't taste like Windex, I promise. How rude. Yeah, for temperature, I don't really have a temperature in mind. I mean, I'm from Florida, so I tend towards, key-like islands. So maybe something like that. Poison Apple Tea says, pirates trapped dragons here, and as they no longer fought to live, they developed into calm seahorses. y'all really riding with the seahorse vibes. Yeah, Poison, with the invention of Malort, we have finally made Windex safe for consumption. Go at it. All right, let's go ahead and finalize our shape here. We're gonna lock that in so we can move on to topography and filling this in. I think the thing I'm still struggling with is the top right, the northeast corner up here. Just doesn't feel right. I think we're gonna have the mountains up there, and kind of have it like sloping down from northeast to southwest. So if we do that, that side of the island would be a lot more straight edge, sort of. At least it would have a rounded curve to it. Something kind of more like that. I'd like to add a little bit in there too. Kind of something like that. I don't know. That's probably a bit too much rounded edges, though. It's kind of mirroring the bottom side, Raffy said it needs a little more added towards the top of the peninsula, like halfway between it and the top. Yeah, hey, welcome in, Snow. You made the Friday fantasy map stream, our little variety hour. How you doing today, buddy? Good to see you. Y'all, it won't load like this every time I undo changes once we get off of adding and subtracting land. Just a quirk of the tool. The land is a big enough process that it has to actually load. If I just do my stamps, topography, my painting, that just controls these away instantly. JC said, I appreciate the time and care being used here, but I feel like this is the last part of campaigns. Hey, well, this is just a fun little stream, JC. We're normally we're doing writing and stuff every day, but now we're just celebrating Friday with a little bit of map making. Another cove on the north, you think, Paul? I guess we could do a little one if we're gonna have mountains. Like, here, let me get my brush tool. We're gonna paint real quick. If we have mountains, kind of going like this, we could have a little valley that comes through in here. And you could have sea come up into it. Cassidy, you got to get to bed so you can be up in time for your flight. Hey, have a good flight. Thanks for popping in, and I hope the weekend goes well. Let us know. Oh, my lord. Have to imagine 2 rival city-states on the island, both on one of the bays. Ooh, I kind of like that. All right, I like kind of what I've drawn out here, so I'm going to go ahead and shape that. And we're going to do probably a star brush because we want slightly jagged edges in here. Something kind of like that, and then we'll smooth this out a little bit, and then we need to drop our brush size because I want this to narrow as it goes. Because this is, I'm thinking this is kind of like one of those valleys that runs between mountains, and the ocean is just, you know, kind of come in here. Alright, drop that brush size a little bit more. Just kind of make it off to some weird little point. Just where it's flowing. Y'all, I've never felt more like Bob Ross than I do today. Alright, now we're going to clean up my little painting here. Well, I guess actually let's finish kind of sculpting that. Get this brush size back up. Kind of want this to be smooth-ish. I don't like these hard edges here. Maybe I'm taking too much away. Yeah, I don't like that. Or after you feel like you're painting along with Bob Ross. Okay. I like these nice curves that I keep. If I was doing this on a cursor, you know, with a, I don't know, one of those electronic pens that digital artists use. I'm blanking on what that's called right now. Be a little bit easier, but we're just making do. Making do with a mouse. All right, I kind of want this to just kind of curve out. There we go. Okay, I'm digging that. What do we think, y'all? We good with the shape? We want to move on? Let me take care of this painting up here. Get that out of there. Hey, Slendy, good morning. Welcome in, bud. Glad you made the map stream. We're making a little island together. I feel like the top part, I'm still not in love with it up here, but I don't really know what to do. Something feels off about it. It's added character, says Poison. Rock on. Put an island on the left, says Ravenskill. I think we got a lot of islands going on here. I'm not sure more islands is the solution, but I don't know. Maybe. Shape looks like stone high heel shoes. we can't get away from the high heel shoe allegations. Snow, we're just making this one for fun. Let's make sure we save this real quick, y'all. Needs to be more pointy on the top. Yeah, I think we do need to do something up here to the top. Y'all, it doesn't normally take this long to save, but I've got this map on like 8K resolution, so this is a massive one. And just for reference, this is another map that I made. This is kind of my pride and joy that I spent way too much time on. For one of the books I'm writing in the background. I really made it for fun. Yeah, so this is kind of what you can end up with, right? Like you see the island we're starting with, but you can end up with you know, something as complex and packed as this. I spent a lot of time getting these right out here. Some of these names aren't final too, so ignore things like Fisherton. I just needed it to represent that it was a small fishing village. This is so where this occurs is almost like a terrain, sort of like the Mississippi River Delta. So you got a big, strong river flowing in, and then it widens out to a delta, and eventually into a bunch of little islands. And then beyond this, you would have a gulf. Reminds you of RuneScape. Hey, I'll take that. Raven says Fisherton is elite. Yeah, I made this. This is a story that's going to focus expressly on the city itself. So I really wanted to have like all the districts in here and stuff. And one of the cool features that I'm pretty proud of is I tried to show it here, but these are cenotes. They're you know, a topography feature that occurs in the Yucatan Peninsula, where you have, I believe it's what type of stone is it? I'm blanking on the type of stone, but you have a porous stone making up the soil, and it has elevation, but in some areas the stone erodes away, and so you get these big, like, open air caves essentially. So there are cenotes that cut through the city, and the people continue to build down there, like 80 feet below the surface. And then beneath all of this, there are little tunnels that have been carved out that run through the city. So yeah, I had fun on this map. Writing a book that takes place here. So yeah, anyway, this is what you can end up with a lot of work. But let's get back to our map. Let's get back to what we're working on. It does sound like it needs a second level. Um, Paul, that's actually a really good question. Do the lower classes live in the tunnels? So the inspiration for the tunnels came from the catacombs beneath Paris, where they just run for miles and miles. And so what I was thinking is, they open into these cenotes, but there's tunnels that run all through here on high side, we call it, because there's elevation on this side. You got these like cliffs and stuff here that run on the side, and then on the other side that's much lower, much more at the whims of the river that flows through and whatnot. So on this side, yeah, you do have tunnels that run all through here, and you can kind of pop up in different places when you have exits on them. And then down here, there's no tunnels at all because this is low side, much more at the whims of the river and the and the water line. Moonshiner, says Slendy. Yeah, kind of something like that. All right, but that's that map. Let's Oh, thank you, Marginal. Thanks for the level up, Sparks, and for the stream team. I missed that. Wow, I missed a lot. Sorry, y'all. I was too deep in the maps. Harpy, thank you for the popular vote and the team bracelet. Appreciate that. But yeah, let's get back to the map we're making here. Get back to our map. All right, here we are, our humble little island. It looks so bare after everything that we just saw there. I only put about 40 or 50 hours into making that one, so we're only 40 minutes into this one. What if the northwest like curves out and down, like when you see a lighthouse from the beach? Interesting. So yeah, we could do something like that. Paul here, 40-hour long map stream. Y'all, don't tempt me. Don't tempt me. I have way too much fun doing this. All right, so I think with the shape of this island, if y'all will permit, we just gotta fix what's going on up here, and then I think we're ready to start filling it in. It's just bothering me up here. I don't really know what to do with it. Maybe another cut in, because I kind of really like this cut in right here. I think it's just the general shape though too, right? Like I'm not digging how smooth it is. Will it look better once we throw some mountains on there maybe? I don't know. I don't know what to do with it. What do y'all think? Can rough it up a little bit like that. And then cut some of the top off. Yeah, I think jagged rocks is gonna be the solution there. So maybe we just add a little bit. Something. Nah. See, it's too smooth. It's too smooth. We gotta get a little bold with it, right? Kind of something like that, maybe? Nah, I don't like the randomness of it. I actually hate that. You saw nothing. Oh, you know what? Paul, you just gave me an idea. Maybe we do like, you're talking about the shipwrecks. Maybe it's just kind of like really a lot of little islands up in there. I kind of dig that. Kind of it's like rocks and oh, that's too big. Kind of just rocks and water or whatnot, like ship graveyard type area. Definitely don't sail around here. I need to get my brushes a bit smaller. Kind of something like that. I mean, it's a little bit crowded. We could. Ooh, I kind of dig it though, y'all. It looks good at this zoom level. Yeah, Ravens, we'll get some dunes and stuff in here. We're on the sculpting phase, and then we'll move into a little more of a filling in phase. Yeah, see, there you go, Paul. I like it. I like it's kind of like a Smuggler's Cove type vibe. Little maze of islands in here. I'm kind of digging that, y'all. I'm kind of liking what we're doing with it. Bring more on the left. A little more weight over here. Cocaine, what is Agartha? I'm not familiar with that. Sounds like something fancy. I should probably know. Maybe just one more bigger one out here. Ooh, I kind of like that. Kind of like a what do you call it? A barrier island If we go brush size down, a little squiggly barrier island in here. Maybe we got to do it no random edges. That's a bit too thick for a barrier island. Nope, that ain't it. Nope. Okay. I'm kind of digging that, y'all. I think we kind of... It might need... You know what it needs, though? It needs to kind of come in here a little bit more. Like, it needs to feel like it broke off of this point here. Kind of like that, maybe? I think it could use a bit more size variation, but I'm kind of digging it. What do we think, chat? Russell, yes, this is the paid version. Just to get all the... I didn't want to be on stream and like want to use an asset and not be able to use it. But you can totally do it fine without paid. Oh, Sam, you're all good, man. No worries. I'm expecting the questions. This is Incarnate. It's a website where you can make maps. It's got a very good free tier. But for $5 a month, you get the premium with more assets, or $25 a year. Yeah, Ravens, isn't it fun? Incarnate, I spend so much time here. Just literally like a video game, y'all. Just making maps for no reason. Poison, you asked, how do you choose which land or people to base stories off of? It's just what I'm fascinated with, you know, or what I know. I like to stick with what I know or what I'm just absolutely fascinated with. Oh, yes, thank you, Rafi. Thank you for reminding me. You can get a free week of Pro on Incarnate right now, so that'll help you out if you want to see what the Pro's all about. Feel like it's a sponsored stream almost. I'm gonna paint that out real quick. A little bit of red clay left over there. Hey, thank you for the follow, Matt. I appreciate that, man. Thanks for being here. Typically we do book writing on stream, and I invite y'all to write along with me, and we do Q&A about books and writing and whatnot. But we're just having a little bit of fun this Friday. Practice for future sponsors. All right, y'all. We like this shape. We good with it? I think it could be improved, but I'm kind of jiving with it as it is, you know. I think we're ready to move on to a Sleepy. Yes, we did finish the novella, but I'll pull the cover up real quick. We finished the novella on stream yesterday. We got to that word count, and now I just need to do some editing in the background on it, and then it's gonna be ready. It's gonna go out for free. So, y'all, I kind of didn't celebrate it enough on stream, but I'm a little bit sad the novella's finished. You know, we spent like 3 weeks working on it together. It's all written now. So yeah, y'all, that novella is it's a free prequel to Servant of Rage here on the top left. My gritty fantasy that I released a couple weeks ago. But also, these are all my books. You can find them on Amazon, an ebook, audiobook, and paperback. Feel free to give them a look if you want. I've used maps that I've made for some of these. Yeah, Paul, we're going to start working on book 5 of the Paragon series on Monday down here on the bottom left. And then in a couple weeks, we're going to take a pause on that to do a novella for Wriggly Little Hands. Should be fun. But today, y'all, we're doing maps. Steve Nightwing, hey, thanks for being here, buddy. Said, any tips on a world map having areas that feel empty? Yeah, I guess just think about real world geography that is empty. Like Stepland, which is, you know, just basically frozen grass, cold areas of grass. Grasslands, kind of prairie, a cold prairie. That's a great empty space if that's what you're looking for. But there's also just like areas like the Great Plains of America, you know, that were historically, like way back in past, they were an inland sea, and now they're just incredibly fertile, low-lying plains. So I guess, you know, those are kind of features that would make a world look empty if that's what you're looking for. Poison, I agree. We love you, Thief of Honor. Thank you for your creation. Thank you for being with us these 3 weeks. All right, y'all. Let's get to the fun bit. Let's start adding. Let's start filling this in. So, if we're talking about the regions, I know we got the big beach here. I'm gonna go ahead and grab a paintbrush, and we can use it, you know, kind of like this to paint different areas to kind of inform what stamps are gonna go on top of it. So we talked about mountains, mountains up north. So I'm just gonna reduce my brush size a bit. I'm just gonna throw. We'll paint over this, right? We're gonna get rid of it, but we're gonna mark it right now. We'll have some sort of mountains or something up in here, so that's gonna denote the mountains. I think they should run, you know, kind of like this way-ish, and then they should slope out. You know, they should smooth down into hills. Let's get something to represent hills. This is technically grass patches, but I'm gonna mark hills like with this. So I think we should have some hills here, probably coming up to the edge of the bay. Um, and then I think those should probably lower even further down to some proper plains down here. So we'll just have, you know, kind of flat land down in here. Just mark that up. How are we thinking about that? Where do we put all the cannons? Says Poison. Yeah, so what do we think about that? You know, kind of a north to south. We got the mountains up top, going into hills, going into plains. Raffi, we kind of, someone in chat, I forget the name, mentioned it earlier, said kind of maybe 2 rival city-states in here, which I could see that. That could be kind of fun. Let's get a paintbrush to mark that as well. Just gonna get something nice and bright and easy to see like that. Jace, this is Ink Carnet. Here, I'll put it in chat. It's a free website you can use for map making, and then the pro plan is $5 a month, or $25 a year, and they have a free month or a free week of pro right now. Pro really just gets you more assets and higher detail maps, but the free plan's totally fine to use. I spent a lot of time on the free. So Raffi, in answer to your question, I was thinking we have a city kind of like here-ish maybe. This feels like a good area for it. Like a port town. Might string along the peninsula, kind of like that a little bit. What are we thinking about that? And yeah, definitely port in the north, and then agriculture in the south. You know what? I'm kind of feeling, y'all. I'm kind of feeling just for the world building vibes. I kind of really want a city like right in here at this area, because this is kind of like a fjord almost, like a warm. I'm thinking warm temperature for this, by the way, y'all. I don't know when that happened. That's just kind of in my head. Maybe I live too close to the Caribbean. But I'm thinking this is like a valley right between mountains. I think a city right here along this little channel would be super cool. What do y'all think about that? And then we definitely need one in the flatlands. Like, I'm kind of thinking this is almost more of a reclusive sort of place. Yeah, kind of like a pirate's. Oh, but you know what though, Paul? You're making me think about these little islands up here. It would be cool to almost have one in here as well. Maybe this is smaller. This is kind of like smuggler camp, something like that, you know. Just a little something kind of spread throughout in here. We're gonna mark it like that. Yeah, Sleepy, that's kind of the vibe I'm going for. Something a little more remote up here. We got the main city, I think kind of like a port town kind of down in here. And then we need like an agriculture one. I almost feel like, so I kind of want to put it, instinctually, I want to put it along the shores of the lake. But we kind of already done that with the port up here, right? So where would it go? Where would the agricultural focused area be? I guess it would make sense to almost be inland, but it's kind of a shame to be inland when you're on an island like this. Maybe like right around in here, something like that. So they have access to the lake and the beach. Yeah, Joe, I definitely play D&D. I absolutely love it. It's super fun. And you know, it's kind of D&D adjacent here. We're making a world together. Poison said if you put them a little to the right, they can fight over that coastline. Like right around in here. Is that kind of what you're talking, Poison? Gotta think of the river, says Sloyds. Yeah, you know what? That's a good point, y'all. Let's throw some. We gotta throw a river in here. I think that's gonna dictate sort of where the agricultural area is. So let me just grab a nice blue brush, and we'll paint a river in here somewhere. Hey y'all, everybody, welcome in. Thanks for being here. We're having a good time. This is just a little Friday variety stream. Typically we write books on stream and do writing sprints together and whatnot, but kind of playing with the idea of doing this on Fridays. So yeah, thanks for being here, folks. Thank you for following Marilyn and Diary of the Fat Witch. Thank you for following, y'all. Maybe we make this an every Friday thing. I'm having a good time. I hope y'all are. So yeah, we're gonna paint that river real quick, y'all. Where do we think the river should go? I mean, it's got to come down from the mountains, right? Oh, you joined the Discord. Thank you, Diary. Appreciate that. We'll have to share this in the art share channel in there. Now that I think about it, that's kind of fun. Making a little bit of art for the Discord. Alright, so I'm thinking the river rivers originate in mountains for the most part, right? So we need to like, you know what? I think, Vinny, I didn't have any plans to put this in a book, but I'm kind of excited to write about it now. So as we make this, maybe we do end up writing something about it. We're kind of building the lore as we go, right? So digging that. Yeah, you know what, Bo? I kind of dig that. Let's shift this city down here. I'm gonna shift it a little more towards the peninsula, to kind of control the port entrance, right? So like, let's put it. Also, peninsulas are awesome. I love peninsulas. So maybe, does it go all the way to the edge of the peninsula though? Because I'm kind of thinking, you want to be on the interior to protect from storms and stuff. So maybe like around in here, kind of. And that kind of gives them control over the entrance. Maybe there's a little bit on this side too. Joe, this is a program called Incarnate. It's a website. You can go make maps on it for free. And they have a pro tier for $5 a month that gets you a little more tools, a little more fun stuff. It's really, really cool. I spend way too much time in here. What are we thinking about moving that city? Kind of hugging this bay a bit more. Yeah, Bo, you're right. It does let me place. Poison, you said just a thought. Maybe you can change the Q&A text box. Put the website there. I appreciate you looking out for my promo. We could do that. Let's see. Map. I'm just gonna put via incarnate.com. There we go. We'll give them a little promo up there. Probably a little bit small on that element. Let's see. Let me pull up my preview here. And let me move that text box. We're making maps, and we're making live stream scenes. There we go. Crawl that down, make it a little bit bigger. That's a little too big. Bear with me one sec, y'all. Okay, how's that? How's that looking? That'll answer the questions. Sleepy asks, could you change the text or background color? You talking about for the stream text? Yes, I can. There should be a bridge across the bay, says Raffi. From the peninsula to the other side, we could do that. We like bridges here. I can throw a quick bridge in here, just to mark it. We'll make it better later when we do more stamps. But for now, let's grab a bridge stamp. Y'all, this is not final on the bridge, so don't hate on the size. I know the scale is way off here, but we're gonna slap a bridge across that. Here's the thing though, Raffi, I kind of dig having a bridge there. You love kind of bridging it off, but it would stop ships coming in unless it's a very big bridge. And it depends on the development level of this island. If we're going for like a Caribbean type thing, we're thinking that sort of time period, 1700s, golden age of piracy. A bridge across a peninsula or across a bay like this would be a pretty big engineering feat. Oh, Sleepy says massive steampunk drawbridge. Is that what we're going for, y'all? Poison is a magic bridge. Hey, y'all, let me know, chat. Do we want the bridge or not? I'll leave it up to y'all. We're making this map together. Yeah, I mean, a bridge on both sides would let them, get over to this little extension of city. All right, cool. Well then, we'll keep the bridge, y'all. There we go. We'll polish it up later, make it more size appropriate, but that's just a little stamp to mark it. Sorry, chatting doesn't work on PC for you, Woogie. That's annoying. But if you can get the messages via phone, then we'll see them there at least. Sorry about that though. All right, we were gonna do a river, so let's get back to that river. That's the wrong paintbrush. Let's change it back to my nice blue. We're just gonna mark the river with something like that. So we were saying it comes down from the mountains, because it's gotta, right? You gotta start in the mountains. I think, y'all, the river would flow to the bay, kind of like that direction. I mean, that's just one, right? We're gonna do more. Hey, Tommy, have a good day at work, dude. Thanks for popping in for a little bit. It's good to see you, and I hope you have a good rocking day at work. Y'all, this won't be the final outline of the river. We're just kind of Just kind of sketching it, right? Like, kind of trying to get that shape down. Kind of like something like that. And also, if we're talking about um, a mountain lake, we could do a mountain. Oh, for sure we can do a mountain lake. We'll mark it out. Throw a little something there. Maybe it flows. Maybe this river flows from a lake, like right around here. Could do that. Could do that. I'm thinking, y'all, we were kind of talking about we're gonna put another town or civilization center right down around here. If you have this river here, that kind of is a land defense. If these two places, here and here, don't get along, this river kind of protects that flank, right? So that would mean you'd have this would be kind of a beachhead. So yeah, I kind of dig having a river there. But I feel like it almost either this one flows, this way as well, or we have a different one that comes down. Have the river kind of lightening out by the Mushroom Peninsula. Like right around here. The Mushroom Peninsula. Is that you talking about right down here, or are you talking over here? I kind of want a river because this is the agricultural area, right? So I kind of need a flow of fresh water to it. So we need something that kind of comes down. Mushroom Peninsula got to be top 5 name. Rafi said, lake from the bay would give the main city reason to encroach on the mountain people. Yeah, for sure. You're talking about the bottom one. Okay, cool. Oh, I get it. It looks like a mushroom now that I look at it. That makes sense. Hey, thank you for following, folks. Appreciate that. Thank you for tuning in for our little fun live stream on Friday. We're doing a little variety hour, a little map making here. Usually different from our usual fare, but hey, we're here every weekday, 7 to 9 a.m. Central Time. Always doing something fun. So please feel free to tune back in. I appreciate the follows, y'all. We'll be here every weekday. All right, let's get this other river going. I almost kind of want to diverge off of this one, right? Like second river somewhere. I don't know what the shape's going to be though, and I don't want to cut up this plain too much here. Like I kind of liked that being just a big, thick part of land. Cam, yeah, we're working on we're kind of sketching out the area for that next city. I'm thinking somewhere around here on the shores of the lake, maybe something like in here. Kind of trying to figure out where it's going to go. We kind of thought over here on the peninsula and the bay, we got like a port town. Up here we got something a little more reclusive, a smaller settlement in the mountains. And then down here we're going to get like an agricultural area. So they're probably using this plain pretty big. So I guess it could even be like along the river. Sleepy said fork the river, maybe it runs more south by southeast, so kind of swinging this way. It'd kind of cut the beach off. We could try that. We can get rid of this. And y'all, these aren't, just a reminder, these aren't final assets. We're just painting here to get an idea what's going where. We'll trim it all up a lot better. So you're talking south by southeast. Let's get that brush size down. And curves toward the west. So you're thinking kind of swinging that way-ish? Nah, I don't like the look of that. Yeah, it's definitely got to be a bit smaller, I think. If we're coming out this way, I like the river separating here. Oh, I see. I misunderstood what you were saying. You said south by southeast, so you're talking swinging down like this, and then cutting in towards the lake that way. I think that's what you meant. 'Cause you said south by southeast, so we'd be going south by southeast and then swinging to the west. What is the lake? Pops out the bottom of the beach. Oh, interesting. So you're saying kind of having two, like a cut through like there? I kind of dig that. Yeah, Sleepy, that's what you meant, but you hate it now. Yeah, it doesn't look right, that's for sure. Yeah, I'm a little bit stuck here, y'all. Not really sure what to do because I want a fresh water source in here. I guess we have the lake. The lake is technically a fresh water source, right? Even if it connects to the ocean. Maybe the lake doesn't connect, and that keeps it more fresh water, right? And you could kind of say, you just, in general, since the island slopes from the northeast to the south west, you could say the groundwater just I keep wanting to show it with my hand, just kind of flows this way, right? Like you have a constant flow of groundwater moving this way, and that feeds the lake. Isaiah said, what if the river cuts to the left between the forest-looking area and the plains? Kind of cutting through the beach, kind of something like this. Could do that. Poison said they could, then they could be between the lake and the ocean. If it doesn't cut, have access to each other. So the lake and the ocean. Yo, I'm kind of liking the idea of getting rid of this channel here. Filling this one in. No, I don't like that though. It looks so much better without it. Oh, there we go, Bo. Bo, you got it. That's the answer. We'll throw a few small lakes in here, kind of scattered through, and that's kind of like the freshwater source that we're talking for all this agricultural stuff. Raffi, you want to cut it off, huh? You want to fill that in? Let's get that brush size up. Yeah, I'm kind of. Ooh, you know what, Paul? I'm always a fan of marshland. Let's do that. We're gonna fill this in a little bit, but what we're gonna do with it is we're gonna paint it like this, because this is gonna be like almost like a marshland, kind of like oh, what do you mean, Rafi? You said don't fill it in, but cut it off. How so? Malort, the distillery is not there. Yeah, Rafi, I agree. I like the marshland idea better. We'll just kind of fill this in here to denote this is going to be a marshy land. Let's see if we can get something. We'll say swamp. You got any swamp? Nothing in the colors. We got something for this. Alright, we're going to do bigger brush size here. Wipe this away, and then we're going to go to this. Where was it? I had a stamp that I just pulled. Here we go. Oh, it's the same stamp as mountains. Oops. Don't look at that. You didn't see anything. Here we go. Make the brush size smaller. Alright, so we're just going to mark it like this, y'all. This is going to just be our marshland. I'm thinking it's almost kind of like how the Everglades drain to the Gulf of Florida. The water generally flows in this direction towards the coast. So it's going to be a swampy, marshy area. Yeah, and I like that idea, Bo. I like, yeah, Sleepy, now we're cooking. I do like the idea of having these lakes be almost connected in a way. Let's get that brush size done. So, just, kind of little. Oh, I'm adding when I need to be subtracting land. That's too big a brush. Something kind of, just don't love that. But I'm trying to think a little bit of lakes in here. I don't know what shape to make them. Kind of dig that though. All right. I feel like the lakes need a little bit more sculpting. Something's a little bit off with them, but I like the idea though. I like the idea, right? I think they're all a little bit too same sizey. That's probably what's doing it. We gotta make them a little different, a little bit different sizes here. Maybe a little more rounded though. I don't like that. Yeah, that was Raffi at Poison advocating for that, Paul. I kind of dig it. We moved the city to be more kind of here and here, the port town. And now we're trying to do the agricultural area. So I don't love these lakes too much. I like the concept of them. I don't like how they're coming out. But we'll just keep fiddling with them for a minute here. See if we can't get something going. I don't really know though. I don't really know, y'all. I'm not loving it. In concept, I really like this idea. I think it's just maybe the lakes are a little too full for me. Let me do this. We're gonna do brush size up. We're just gonna obliterate these lakes because they're not working for me. And we're gonna make them again. Make them better. Hey, what's up, Sarge? How you doing, buddy? Welcome in, dude. We're doing our fantasy map stream. We sculpted out the shape of the island. Having a bit of fun with that, and now we're just trying to figure out what we're sketching out sketch it out what the interior is going to be like, and then we'll actually like put in real stamps. We're just kind of painting it right now. We'll put in some real terrain here in a minute. Amara says too many small lakes. Do like 3. Yeah, I could see that. I can see that. But Michelle says, what about more stream/creek instead of lakes? Yeah, Michelle, we were messing with that. I kind of like it. We had the river coming earlier, kind of down here. I just didn't like how it looked. It kind of felt off. Sarge, you're doing well. I'm glad to hear it. Oh, Paul, I like that. Maybe we get a small mountain range or something in here that's kind of causing the water to gather up in this area. I'm a kind of fan of that. We can do that. Where's my mountain texture? We're using this right now just to stand in. Not final assets, y'all. Just kind of painting it. What if we kind of have some mountains like right in here, right? Should have made that stamp a bit bigger. Hey, congrats on member level 10, Megan. Rock on. Hey, and welcome in, Gio. Good to see you, buddy. Jester says, why no delta? Jester, we had one and we kind of cut it off. We decided we wanted more of a marshy land down here. Well, oh wait, you can't see it. My head's in the way. Right down in here, we're going to put a marsh in there. So I think, yeah, I kind of dig the idea of like a mountain range hanging out around here. Just a small one, little one. Yeah, Sleepy, I full agree. I like the stream river idea. I just really don't like how it bisects the plane. It just looks off. I don't know what's something about it. Malort pulling for the distillery. I find your smile. I like the plateau idea. I've actually we could do something with that. Oh, interesting, Raffi. You're thinking the agricultural city's more like this way, kind of like in here. I kind of like the idea of they'd probably want to be on the coast though, right? When you're on an island, being on the coast is like, you know, you get the breezes and the weather's better, something like that. I do like that plateau idea. I kind of want to play with that real quick, y'all. Let me grab some stamps for it, or we'll sketch it out first. We're gonna sketch it out. Sarge, I appreciate that. It would be fun to work in some game dev, and it's a lot of work. Could put some mountains around the main plains, kind of like the Ozarks. Interesting. Trying to think what we do here. Let me grab a different paintbrush. Let's see, is this different? Yeah, there we go. That stands out. Oh, you know what, Amaris? You're absolutely right. Paul, hey, have a good breakfast, man. Thanks for popping by. Amaris, you are so spot on. Thank you for that realization. Y'all, we have a second mountain range that we threw in here. So we have a new place for water to flow from, right? So we could even have, you know, a river kind of going this way. Get a quick save in there. Made a lot of changes. Haven't saved them. And as well with having this mountain range, with this mountain range here, it would cause water to gather, you know, down in here. So we can move this marsh. Let's see, is this the marsh brush? Nope, that ain't it. Is it this one? Yeah, there it is. Okay. We can move this marsh to be more like here-ish, kind of between the lake and the mountains. I think that makes a lot more sense. So we'll kind of bring it back in a bit over. Okay, sorry, y'all. That's right behind my head. You can't see anything. So yeah, we got the marsh in here, so we'll, oops, don't delete it, Alex. So we'll fill it in like that, then we'll come back and put a proper texture in there. And then yeah, I'm thinking, y'all, we got this river kind of right here, right? Kind of going this way to the lake, something like that. Well, Sarge, if one of the largest hurdles to game development is storytelling and user engagement, I feel like you might be onto something, man. Hey, Senior Goat Man, welcome to the map stream, my friend. Happy Friday. We are celebrating with a little bit of map making, having a little bit of fun today. All right, y'all, I think one more lake in here. Oh, you know what? What if it's kind of like here, hugging the mountains? Want to turn that roughness down a little bit. Kind of like right in here, hugging the mountain. I kind of like that. I mean, I hate the shape of it. It came out a little weird, but a little bit too rough on the edges, but I kind of dig that, you know? Oh, nope, that's not what I want to do. I'm trying to sculpt off these edges. round it out because it's hugging the mountains in here. So we're gonna, let's cut that. Then we're gonna go to subtract, smooth, and we're gonna do it kind of like that. There we go. We're hugging these mountains, kind of nestled in a little valley there. All right, y'all. I think that might be. I think we kind of got the kind of sketched out now. It's kind of taking shape, right? Kind of liking where we're going with this. Also, if we got our mountain texture, this one. These are gonna have to be mountainous islands if they're sticking out like this. There's got to be some, you know, mountains like right in here. So we'll come back and fill that in a bit. But now, all right, now we got to figure out, y'all. We got to figure out where that agricultural place is going because we got our port town over here. We got our more secluded one up here in the mountains, and then we got kind of the smuggler holds hanging out here in these islands. So we need our agricultural city. Rafi says tuck the ag city between the lake, river, mountain, and marsh. Oh, right in here. They'd be kind of crammed in for space. A little bit tight in there. I see what you mean though. Bo says maybe a city between the lake and the beach that includes the remote island. So kind of this way, huh? I do like that, but it's a little bit. I liked someone pitched earlier that might be conflict between these folks here, and the folks around here, and I kind of like them to have this shared land border. Oh, both sides of the river, says Rafi. Okay, we could do that. Maybe if we narrow the river down a little bit. Don't want it to be too big. Alright, we can do that. I like that. Slindy pulling for that for a desert area. You know what? We could make it super arid down here on this corner. That could be maybe that's why there's no one there, right? This is kind of super arid, but I mean there's a lake, so I don't know why it would be arid. But let's get this city placed real quick. Hey Aaron, welcome back in. Here's how we're doing. Here's how the map's coming along. Pretty sick, huh? Making it with Stream. They're giving me the input. I love it. Let's get this city placed. I like your idea, Rafi, along the river. So we're just going to throw it right here. Kind of tucked in along the lake and the river, hugging up on the mountains. That's kind of fun. I dig that. And then it'll run kind of to the edge of the marsh, but stop there. Flesh-eating bacteria in that lake, says Slindy. I'm glad you made it, Aaron. Rock on. Hope it's a safe flight today. Senior Goatman, some of the islands can be extremely tall plateaus instead of mountains. Yeah, I dig that. All right, y'all. I think we kind of got our cities placed, you know. So now it's time. What do we think? Are we good with what we're looking at here? If so, we can stop painting and actually, you know, go over that with proper assets. Put some topography, some mountains. GK says get rid of the city across the river. That should be a fort. Talking about like right in here, right in this area. I like that though. I like that in there. I don't know why you'd put a fort there personally. Or are you talking about this one over here? Yeah, Rafi, that's a good question. What is in the south, right? Like we kind of got this whole area down here that's like unused. I think why is it? We got to think why is it not a populated part of the island if that's the case. It's prison land. Well, it's not Australian now. I like the desert idea. It's kind of weird to have a desert right next to a lake. Especially if the lake is feeding kind of our agricultural interior. Cannibals. Yeah, no one goes to the south on account of the cannibals. Some fantasy animals. I see y'all going for like a predatory angle with it. That's kind of fun. Ooh, an abandoned city, says Ronnie. I can kind of dig that. Kind of some old ruins over there. If people think it's haunted or something. I'm kind of a fan of that. All right, let's go with that. I'm liking that idea, y'all. If I'm ever, for some reason, the center of my screen for me is right beneath my head, so that's where I'm doing a lot of work. So if I'm working, y'all, and it's behind my head, just yell at me in chat. We'll get it fixed. A strip of desert to split the island to make it harder to traverse. Ooh, kind of like that too. All right, so look, we've already got a little bit of sand going on over here, so I like the idea of having an old city round hereabouts, right? Like somewhere down in here. And this is going to be like ruins, right? Like creepy ruins. Um, and then I like that sand, that desert idea. So let me grab a desert brush of some sort. Here we go. This should do it. What if it, gets deserted right along in here? I don't know, but it's still close to the lake, Still kind of close to the lake. Okay. Overgrazing from a farming community. Man, we're getting some environmental change, some climate change, humans affecting the environment here. Overgrazing causing a desert on what was once fertile prairie land. I kind of do dig the idea of like a deserted coast right in here. It kind of makes it hard to get to this old city, right? Like you have the marshland down here, so no one's, it's kind of nasty to go through that. And then you got the desert over here. Rafi says, what if it's still a lake on the south side? It would allow the sand to move and create desert. It's still a lake on the south side. Bo, we kind of have the pirate ports kind of going on up in here, up in the north. Up in here, so I think we got that covered. The desert could connect to the beach a bit, y'all, if we're sticking with that idea. Kind of just like an arid, deserted tip here. Oh, it's a still lake, Rafi. I got you. Like a still lake, like it's like the Great Salt Lake, something like that. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking, Minister. The lake doesn't jive with having the desert right there. All right, I got a wild idea. Hey, thank you, Seeker. It's coming along, right? We're doing something. We're doing some progress here. Thank you for the follow. Who was that? Bryce Clemens. Thank you. Appreciate that, man. This is our Friday map stream. We're kind of hanging out, doing something a little different. Most days, we're here weekdays, 7 to 9 a.m. Central, and most days I'm writing my next book on stream, y'all. So this is the one we just finished on stream, Thief of Honor, and it's going to be a free prequel to Servant of Rage here on the top left, my gritty fantasy that launched a couple weeks back. But y'all, when I'm not making maps, I'm also a fantasy author, and these are my books. You can check them out at authoralexknight.com or go to Amazon. Put the titles in, they'll pop up. If you got any questions about any of them, let me know. But y'all, today's not so much about books. Today's about maps. We're making maps, so let's get back to it. I kind of had a wild idea to explain this whole desert thing going on. What if, y'all, we changed... I know this is going to be heresy, but stick with me for a minute. What if we kind of cut off some of the lake? We kind of cut some of the lake off. Let me get rid of that paint. There we go. We cut some of the lake off, right? And we say that this part of it got separated somehow and kind of dried up. We kind of dry it up, and that's why the desert happened, right? Like the water source kind of got cut off for this whole area. I don't know what would cause that, but that could be it. That could be an answer. There was village under the lake all along. Now, how would I show that though? Like, what I need is I need this to be like a different texture from the water. So we're gonna need to do something here. So we're gonna fill it in first of all, because I can't draw on water too much. So we're gonna fill this in. Actually, you know what? Hold on. We can be smart about this. I'm gonna paint the background of this with something really distinctive, like this blue. So when I delete the lake, we'll still know where the outline of the lake was, right? And then we can do something with it. So now we're going to delete the lake by adding land. And for some reason the color didn't stay. Why did that not work? Well, we know what it was. It was, oh, because I painted the background instead of the foreground. That's why. Oops. Here we go. Now this trick will work. We do it like this. And now we delete the lake. And now we have land there. Okay. Y'all talking about mountain range in there? A couple more mountains. Well, we've got a lot of mountains going on with up in the north here. That's what this texture is representing for now. And then we've got another range right down in here behind my head. There we go. So I'm not sure I want to do more mountains. We could do smaller mountains, you're saying. Um, hmm. You know what? I'm kind of feeling like if we're going with the idea of the lake being cut off, it almost feels like the lake should kind of have like a little spindle like this that used to feed the rest of the lake, the part that got cut off. Oh, went too far there. Um, so the lake used to be like right around here, right? Like it used to have an area, um, and it got severed. So if it got cut through and dried up, oh, you're saying the abandoned village did something to the lake? I dig that. Well, if we're going with that idea, um, I think we should have that be on the edge of the lake, like the old lake, um, kind of like that. Maybe that's the old lake. Fill that in a little bit. Um, something like this. We still got to know why. We still got to know why it got cut off, though. I don't really have any good answers, so I'm thinking. Hey, other name, welcome in. I think the map making's going well. Gonna undo my last changes though, because I'm just not liking the direction it's going. Y'all are saying dam. Hey, we could do a dam. We're trying to figure out that there was a lake here, and it's not here anymore. Dumping chemicals. I'm liking the island though, y'all. I think it's looking pretty good. It still looks a little bit like a seahorse or a high-heeled shoe, but we're moving away from it as we fill it in. Poison. I love that. It's a great idea. Yeah, man. So what we're doing is we had a big lake here, and we want to say it dried up and it made this half of the island. Sorry, I keep putting it under my head. It made this part of the island deserted. So we're trying to think why. A very thirsty giant lives there. We're trying to think why the lake would have dried up here. Yeah, David, that's kind of where I'm kind of thinking, right? Let's make the brush size smaller. We had like, kind of a narrow part of the lake. So like the lake was like this, but there was a narrow section, and it got dammed up or something like that, right? And that's kind of what messed with it. I do like the mine idea too. Yeah, so if there's like a narrow part here, so oh, that's the wrong brush. We got the lake in here, right? If I fill it in. A dam built for irrigation, doubling back to the abandoned farming community. Yeah, so something like this, and I want this to have dried up. I'm trying to think about how to show that. I've never done a dried lake before, actually, in all the maps I've made, so I don't really know. I don't have a shortcut in my head for how to do it. Alright, I think what we're going to do is, let's paint a mountain kind of right in here, so maybe the lake was going between them, and this just dried up, and that's what became deserted. So we will cut that lake. We're going to cut it right there. The small brush stroke, kind of like that. And I need it. It should if it's dried up, it should have like a narrow kind of spindle, right? Yeah, I think that's what I'm gonna do, Impage. I'm definitely gonna do it with some sort of painting to get that done. So I'm thinking kind of something like this, and I need to round off that lake a bit. So let's get back to that. Hey, thank you for the follow, Jenna. I appreciate that. Thanks for being here for the first ever Friday live stream map making live stream. Just kind of trying something a little new. Having a good time with it though, y'all. I'm having fun. I hope you are. All right, how's about this? We kind of got that little mountain range in there, like there used to be. The water used to flow between the two, and it's since dried up. So what I'm kind of thinking is maybe the lake is just shrunk in size. Like, let's smooth and larger brush, kind of pull back the lake a little bit. And then I'm going to paint the area where it was with something really, nasty, sandy. Kind of like this. There we go. That's kind of showing a dried up area. And y'all, if you just tuned in, this we're just painting right now. This is all temporary stuff. We're gonna put the real topography and stuff in here. I'm just all of this is representative at the moment. What are we thinking about this, y'all? Are we liking the whole dried up lake idea? Kind of make this land bridge a little bit thicker. Just kind of say the lakes. Oh, I kind of like this. Yeah, this is giving me the feel that I was looking for, of like it being disconnected. Poison asked, do I have a favorite map in the world of fiction? Poison, I love the Lord of the Rings map. Map of Middle Earth that Tolkien made. It's so cool. I'm such a fan of it. Senior Goatman says, oh, the mountains on that lake remind me of the dueling peaks from Zelda Breath of the Wild. Oh, yeah, I could see that, Goatman. I could see that. Sorry, was someone asking what program we're using? We are using Incarnate. It's a website. You can make maps for free. And then it's got a paid tier where you just get more assets and a little bit higher detail maps. We're on the paid tier, but nothing I've used so far is in premium. This is all available for free. I love Incarnate, y'all. I spent way too long here. Poison, you almost said I couldn't answer with Lord of the Rings, but it's the answer to everything. Y'all, all right, so I'm kind of digging this. I think what I want to do then is I want to move the desert down here a bit more to this old abandoned city, and then I want to cut it off up here, like a little less desert up in this area. Nope, that's the wrong brush. No, that's still the wrong one. Where did I lose it? That's not it either. All right, well, we're gonna fill it in with green for now because it's not gonna matter. This is all temporary. Okay, there we go. Cosmic, yeah, it's an awesome program. It's a lot of fun. I mean, it's not even a program so much as it's just a website. But y'all, as an example, like we're working through it. We started with nothing, an hour, 30 minutes ago. We had nothing, and now we're filling this map in. I want to pop over real quick and show you an example of a finished one. If you missed it earlier, y'all, this is another map that I put a lot of time into. I do it for fun. Like, I just have fun with it. It's like a video game to me. This is my big one that I've been working on for a long time. There's the city of Puerto Asilo, as I say it. Got a whole bunch of lore for this. I'm kind of writing a story here for fun in the background. But this is what the map we're working on will eventually look like. Just not too much city, A virtual sandbox, says Cosmic. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. Y'all, I'm so proud of this little river here with its little oxbow. It's in the process of becoming, cut off. As rivers are older, they meander more, and then they get oxbows that eventually get cut off, and the main channel moves somewhere else because rivers move over time. Raffi, I did vertical orientation on this one, yeah, for a book. I wanted it to fit on a book page. But for the map we're working on today, I made it vertical simply because we're streaming in the vertical orientation. So I wanted it to fit on screen better. Also, I know we had some bridge fans work in the map we're working on, so I'll just point out our 3 big bridges here spanning the pool, as they call it. All right, well, that's enough about a finished map. Let's get back to the map that's in progress. The map we're making together. Oh, TikTok thinks I'm inactive. I'm not. I swear, TikTok, I'm not inactive. There we go. Now it believes me. Okay, back to the map, y'all. The files export, you literally just, oh, you can't see it, it's off screen. You literally just save it and then export it in the image file format that you want. Super easy to use. I do love it. Cosmic, yeah, it's great for D&D maps and stuff. Super fun, super fast. We're going pretty detailed here, but you could, sketch stuff out a lot quicker. Kooky, hey, welcome in. Good to see you. Happy map stream day. How you doing? And Hunter, thank you for following the live. I appreciate that. Yeah, we're doing our map stream Friday. Kind of a new thing we're thinking about. Having some fun with it. Poison, you said it reminds you of the Thames. Yes, that's exactly the inspiration. You're spot on, Poison. It is based around London. And I said I wanted to combine London and Cartagena in South America, and that was kind of the inspiration for that whole place. Yeah, Cosmic, you can export this as an image. Absolutely. Um, Here, I'll do it right now. Export image. Goes to my downloads. And the stream won't show it. Let me go to normal display capture. There we go. There's the image. We just exported it. It's just straight up a JPEG. And it's super high quality too. So like you can zoom all the way in on this stuff. I think this is an 8K resolution. But then you can, super zoom on it. Very fun program. I'm a big fan of it. Yeah, exactly, Cosmic. You can put it into Photoshop and then do even more work to it. Yeah, I'm glad some of y'all have used Incarnate. That's a wonderful program. I literally, y'all, it's a video game for me. I spend way so much time in here. Harpy, thank you for the popular vote gifts. I'm so sorry I missed that. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. All right, y'all. Well, I think we got this painted up. So let's start filling it in with proper assets. Where are we starting? You want to start in the north? You want to start in the south, east, west? Where we going? Let me know. So we gotta build these cities out a little bit and put some terrain in. I kind of want to start with the mountains. I feel like the west. Start with the west. Is mayonnaise an instrument? All right. Well, we can start with the whole pirate smuggler area up here. So we need to first of all put some islands or some mountains on these islands. It says it's built like Cayo Perico. Arthur, let me look it up. I'm not aware of it. Oh, it's from Grand Theft Auto. Well, it's a pretty cool looking map. I dig it. Yeah, it's a good idea. It's a good idea, Goatman. It's just so quick and easy to draw in here. I have so much fun with it. All right, so y'all, we're gonna put some mountains on these islands. So I wish you could see my tools. I'm sorry you couldn't get it on the vertical orientation. But we're gonna open up assets and we're gonna see what they got in the way of mountains. Apparently I did something wrong because there's none. Oh, it's because I'm in the watercolor. I'm in the cities tools section. So let's go to Fantasy World, different selection of stamps, and look at that. Look at all these mountains to pick from, y'all. So many different mountains. You want a volcano? Straight up volcano. We got green mountains, dark snow-capped mountains. Y'all, they've improved the assets since I was last in here for a long time. Raffi, I honestly don't know the answer to that. I guess if it was horizontal orientation, it would fit across 2 pages in a book. If it's vertical, you could fit it onto just one. What I would probably do is just get the dimensions of like a book page, a paperback page, and then 2 pages side by side, and then decide on which orientation you want it to be. Sleepy wants a volcano in the lake. Wait, we could do that. You know what? Oh, I kind of really like that, Sleepy. So let me make this scale smaller. I'm kind of digging popping a volcano right there. I don't know why it's so blurry. Typically that's not the case. Just a little. Oh, it's just a little too small. I'm zoomed in too much. I'm kind of since we have this little island here, right, in the lake. What if we slap a volcano on there, and that's why that island's there. It's lava flow coming down, and making new land. And let's get a small brush size because I want to. Ooh, Amaris, you with the good ideas coming in hot, y'all. That's how the land bridge got there. Let's move the volcano to like here, kind of like here-ish. Volcano erupted. Yeah, that's what made the dam, y'all. I love that. I love that so much. That's super sick. There we go, guys. We got there. We figured it out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move this volcano more to like here-ish. Or like maybe like right around in here. But I don't want it to... Oh, thank you for the follow, Babalu. I appreciate that. Hope you're having fun today on our Friday Variety Hour map stream. I'd make the island a tiny bit bigger, show the water is slow disappearing. Yeah, I like that. I like that. And let me paint in. We're gonna add a little bit of land around this volcano. Oh, that was a little too much. Right around. Nope. What do we? Oh, it's because it's on star brush. I want round brush. There we go. We're just gonna paint in a little bit of land here because the volcano created its own land. There we go. All right, and let's do it like this. So I want to paint a little coastline behind the volcano, so that it gives this sense that the volcano is raised up above the land around it. But I think I did a bit too much. Hey, welcome to the Discord, Slendy. We're glad to have you there. Thanks for joining, y'all. If you don't know, when we're not on stream, the fun still continues. We have a Discord server for the community. I just dropped the link in chat. Please feel free to pop in. We do writing share. We do writing sprints. We got art share. There's a lot of artists hanging around here. I know I can trick you a little bit with the map making, but I'm not really an artist myself, not visually at least. This is my art, that and writing. All right, so now I want to just subtract a little more land here because I want to really show how this is like a channel that. Actually, I don't like it. Maybe it was good. I just need a smaller brush, I think. Kind of like, nah, not quite that. More like this. I don't know. I guess I kind of like it without it, maybe. We'll just go with that. Y'all, how we like in, Oh, you're very welcome, Coswick. Y'all, we digging this volcano down there? Does it need to be a bit bigger, maybe? Depends on what zoom level the map's meant to be looked at, right? Because if we're meant to look at it like this, you're never going to notice that's a volcano. But since it's so big, it needs to be more seen like this level of zoom, I suppose. So let's make this volcano just a little, no, not wider, bigger. Ooh, there we go. I'm liking that, y'all. Also, let's go ahead and paint the land around the volcano. Well, actually, there's supposed to be some mountain texture, so we're going to drop some. No, we'll paint first. We're going to paint. This is like a recent eruption, right? That's what we were talking about. So let's paint the ground here. More like a black that really rich magmatic soil that you get. What is this? Need to paint the foreground with it. Oh no, it's just kind of lines. I thought it was like an ashy soil. We'll find something for it. Got anything for ash? No. We'll do some dark rock. Here we go. Black rough wasteland. That's the texture we're looking for, folks. So yeah, we're gonna paint this in with it. Right around here, kind of like this. Gotta make that volcano ominous and scary, right? And that's gonna be our recent eruption. Not terribly recent since the bottom lake had time to dry up. No, yeah, that's a good point, Impage. We could say that it has recently erupted again, if we wanted to explain it that way. Ooh, y'all, I really like these brown mountains. Oh, and also, I forgot to kind of show it off. Maybe I don't like those there with the volcano. But y'all, a cool thing about Incarnate, what I really like is you don't have to place every asset. The idea is supposed to be that it paints itself, right? Like it kind of does it itself. So if I click a mountain, it's gonna stick that mountain there in the top left. But if I click again, it's gonna do a different mountain, a different size. And the idea is you can come and just do like this and just make a whole little mountain range right away. You don't have to just custom do every one of them. The randomness was perhaps not as great as it could have been with those mountains. But it's got a whole variety. Let me just grab a blank spot here. It's got a whole variety of different mountains to pick from, and this is just one grouping of them. So I really like that you can just, they're all different, right? So it's really useful if you're going to make like a forest. It's a little bit big, but if we're doing a forest, see, well, that's not a good example again. It'll do different stamps like randomly, which I love for just filling in entire places really quickly. Yeah, Wolf, the free version's totally fine. I think Incarnate's great for that. Yeah, just know that I believe you, says Sleepy. Well, I'm sure we'll see it in action in a little bit. I just get a little bit too specific about everything, so I customize all the stuff. I'm not loving this mountain type, so let's grab a different one to go next to the volcano. We could do something a little more dark like that. Kind of blends into the background though. What about I don't want them snow capped. I don't think this is a cold environment, right? This is a hot place. We were saying. Do something kind of like that in there, kind of jagged black obsidian vibes going on. We got full dark. Oh, there we go. Those dark mountains look pretty good. Mountain 9 says Wolf. That's this one right here, Dark Mountains. Senior, you gotta head out. All good, man. Thanks for being here. Oh, I do like the red ones too. It's pretty sick. They're a little bit too red, maybe, but I kind of like what we're doing with those. That's actually very cool. Yeah, I think I gotta go with that because it's so visually striking. Hey Chris, thank you for the question, man. I appreciate that. We'll pop over to my book stream real quick, or my book screen. These are all my books. If you're looking for one to start with, I'd recommend Servant of Rage or The Far Wild, top left or top right. And it really depends on what vibe you're going for. Servant of Rage is more like Dragon Ball Z fight scenes in a Genghis Khan inspired world. More of a gritty fantasy about sinister magic and stuff like that. If you're more into a Jurassic Park vibe, The Far Wild would be better for you. It's a lot more of a fantasy thriller with people running from big, hungry beasties in a dangerous wilderness. So between those two, yeah, whichever fits your vibe a bit more. But thank you for asking. I appreciate that. Sleepy says the main character in The Far Wild's crazy. Yeah, he totally is. Senecio is a very big personality. He's described as the Empire's most beloved adventurer, or its most successful con man. And which of those two it is, I'll leave up to you to decide. All right, so let's get these mountains in here. I kind of want to flip this one horizontally because I feel like we could do a cool thing with like the mountains kind of all shrugging off to one side, you know? And I think visually we just got to go with these red mountains. They're way too cool. And also I'm going to paint the ground to kind of fit them a little bit. So let's do that real quick. They'll look better as we paint. We want like a reddish black color, if that makes sense. Like a red wasteland in here. Thinking about something like this. How we liking that? Oh, I like that, y'all. I almost kind of, I kind of want to speckle it. So let's see. I know there's a way to like texture stamp. Is it a filter? No. There's a way to paint without going over everything. But oh, the camera's blurry? Oh, thank you, Kooky. Appreciate that. That happens sometimes. I don't know why. But it's fixed that easily. Appreciate that, y'all. There is a way to texture this. But I don't remember what it is at the moment. It might be a advanced setting. Well, we're gonna do it manually because I know there's a way to do it, but what we're gonna do is since I do not remember how to do it, we're gonna move the brush size down, and then we're just gonna kind of speckle it through a little bit with a low opacity, perhaps. There we go. That's what I'm looking for. Just kind of darken this up, make it a little more red and black. You know, really say don't go here, like you're saying, Ronnie. It's been a while since I called you Ronnie. It's just in my head. I don't know why. Flip horizontally. Okay, so now see how we got these mountains kind of, you know, they're going into the lake a little bit. What I'm going to do is I'm going to add some land in here, and we're going to paint it right around the edge, just so the bases of them, the bases of those mountains, look like they're more connected. There we go. I don't love that though. Now you have to clean the bathrooms now, Slindy? Hey, no worries. Good luck with that. Does not sound very fun, but it does sound very important. So, rock on. Thank you for the follow there. Who was that? Kevin. Kevin, thank you for the follow. I appreciate that. Thanks for being here. We're just doing a little Friday variety stream, making some fantasy maps. Thanks for hanging out. Normally we do a writing stream where I write my books on stream, and I encourage y'all to write along with me, but Hey, we're changing it up, having a little bit of fun. Justin, the program is called Incarnate. Nope, that's the wrong link. That's not it. Sorry, that's my Discord. It's Incarnate. It's a free website you can use, and it's got a paid tier with more assets. But I think everything here is free. The Red Mountains might be a pro asset, but you could make this, with the free program, free. What am I trying to say? The free tier. We'll say that. But it's only $5 a month for the premium, so it's not too bad, or $25 for the year. But hey, welcome into the map stream. All right, y'all, let's keep working on these Red Mountains a little bit. Nice and spooky over here. And I need to paint out this sample texture that we had here. So let's get rid of that. I need to up the opacity and get rid of that texture. We don't need that anymore. That was just a stand-in for mountains. We're putting actual mountains there now. Let me go back to this black with the low opacity, and we'll just darken that, roughen it up, make it look like a nice, nasty bruise. There we go. Y'all, I'm digging these mountains. I'm glad we found these. All right, and maybe just one more big one in here somewhere, kind of right there. Maybe we make it a little bit bigger. There we go. All right. It's a good question, Impage. Oh, and Justin, thanks for following. I appreciate that. Hey, thanks for being here on my Friday map stream. Oh, I'm having fun making a map with everybody. It's just crazy, y'all. It's super fun. Impage, that's a great question. Should the desert area be red sand now? I like the idea, but I like how the sand clearly designates like this is desert. So I think what I want to do is we're going to do a transition. Let's have it transition from this evil red waste stuff that we're going to into the desert. So let's grab this on a lower opacity, a little bit higher up maybe. We're just going to kind of paint it a little bit in here. And then we'll grab the desert and put that on top of it. And just kind of sprinkle this all in together. Oh, that looks like a nasty bruise. I saw it right before I hit save. I'm gonna show it to you all. It looks like a painful bruise. It looks like you blocked a hockey slap shot. Hey, good morning, Coach. Welcome in. Welcome into the map stream. We're having a great time today. It's been fun, Coach. Look at this. We made this map on stream with chat's input, man. We're making this together. Cool little island we got going on here. Most of it's just painted over for what's going to go there. So but folks, if you've just tuned in, I'll catch you up on the lore we've been building as we go along here. On the north of the island, we got kind of like a Smuggler's Cove effect going on, and we got just 3 little smuggler camps going to be hanging out in these islands. We got more of a little remote mountain town here built between the mountains and this little inlet. And then we've got a river coming down from the mountains and flowing into this bay where we have a port town with a bridge, both sides of the peninsula. And then down here, we're going to have a little more of an agricultural town. And this is all just painted stand-in. We're going to actually put assets in there. And then what we're doing now is this lake. There's a volcano here, and the volcano went off, and it land bridged the 2 parts of the lake. And so now this part of the lake used to be a lot bigger, and it's shriveling and drying up. And we've got like the ruins of an old city here that died off after their water source was cut off. So yeah, there's our lore for our island right now. We're just filling it in piece by piece. And I mentioned the part that looks like a bruise. I was talking about this right here. That looks like a nasty, deep bruise. I'm really happy with that. Gio said the transition to desert looks cool. Yeah, man, I'm a huge fan of it. Duke asked, does the map come before the story or kind of side by side? Duke, so I actually don't have a story for this, We're just kind of inventing it as we go along. But now that we're making this, y'all, I kind of really want to write something here, so maybe we will do that. Seeker said I think the port town should probably extend to the inlet side, the island side of the inlet. Let's see, we can do that. Let's grab that texture again. I think it's something kind of stretching it over this way a little bit on the river too. That's a long, spindly city, though, at that point. I almost feel like it's a little too long. Seeker likes it, though. That's so spindly, though. Like, it wouldn't make sense to build a town long and narrow like that, would it? That's all. If you were doing errands over here, and you got to get all the way over here, man, that's a long way to go. Oh, now see, Seeker, I like that. I like that a lot. Maybe there's a separate one for the inlet. Yeah, so we're kind of like, you got the one town like this, right? Kind of hanging out there. Maybe it comes right in like kind of like that. There we go. And then we have another one over here around the river. Yeah, I dig that, y'all. Good thinking. Teamwork. We get there. There we go. And I'm going to keep it on one shore because we've kind of done a little bit of lore that the folks that live over here don't get along with the folks that live over here. So this is kind of, they're at odds, you know? So we're going to say they're staying on this side of the river for defense. All right, let's get back to our deserted area. We're kind of building out from here. I want to keep expanding this little desert painting we're doing down here. So throw some of this down in here. I guess really it shouldn't be deserted along the river though, right? So let me just paint this green around the lake. Sorry. So we kind of got a little bit of green going on here. This is a marshland we're going to be working on in a minute. But let's get this desert going. I need to get some more red in there. Make it, oh, sorry, the opacity's up too high. Here we go, something kind of like this. Oh god, that is such a nasty looking bruise in there, y'all. I love it. It's kind of gross to look at. A little bit of black in here. Let's just lower opacity. Just darken this up. All right, I think I'm pretty happy with that transition. I mean, it could be better, but we're there. I think we're doing pretty good. User Two Fish, hey, thanks for the follow, man. I appreciate you. Happy Friday to you. Weekend's almost here, and we're doing a little map stream, having some fun, making a fantasy world together. We'll just quick zoom out so you can see everything. We got a lot to go here, y'all. We're already 2 hours in, and this map's got a long way to go. So maybe we have to. I'm gonna keep rolling for a bit longer because I'm having a ton of fun with it. So I'm not going anywhere. But maybe we keep this going Friday to Friday. What do y'all think? Oh, Seeker, you were available for writing sprints today? I'm sorry, dude. That's rough. I'm thinking we're kind of going to make Fridays like a bit of a variety hour sort of deal. Maybe we keep working on this map. Build it together, y'all. That'd be kind of sick, right? You know what? I should have taken screenshots of the map as it was progressing, right? So we could kind of watch it progress, because I've done that for here. Actually, let me pull it up real quick. I was really enjoyed doing this. Where is it? It's gonna be this folder, map progress. Okay, so let me go to my normal display capture, and we're gonna move over to here. I think y'all should be able to see that. Can you? Is that centered? Can you see that okay on screen? My preview goes away when I do this. Can you all see that? It should be like a kind of a plain map sitting there. Yeah. Okay. So this was my first day's progress on that big map that I showed you. And I saved an image at the end of each day. So we can do that here too, because like here's day 2. I kind of did like a little Navy Yard feature over there. I was just kind of figuring out. Day 3 we put a lot of city in. Big transition from day 2 to day 3. Day 4 we kept the city going. We added more district there, and we also on the bottom you can see we kind of filled out the whole Bayou Delta area. Then day 5 we sketched out the palace area down here on the bottom. And then day 6 we actually made it. You know, you can see we changed the orientation of it and filled in the areas around it. Day 7 we painted out on the other side of the river. You can see that. Day 8 we started building it. T-Mag, we are using Incarnate. It's a website. You can use it for free to make maps. Super sick program. Does have a paid tier, but the free tier is very good. Day 9, okay, so this is a big change, y'all. If you look on the left side of the map, day 9 I added a bunch of topography and like cliff sides and stuff. Yeah, Image, that's kind of why I did it, right? It's like watching the city progress. Day 9 we put some elevation in here, really sculpted out kind of the terrain on the high side, I call it. And then day 9 we went back, or day 10 we went back to low side on the right and started putting in some districts there. Threw in some clouds on day 10, and then we just kind of went through filling in the rest of it district by district, and then this is currently how it is. So that's my big map that I've worked on, maybe 40-50 hours on that, but it's like a video game to me, y'all. I just do it totally for fun. All right, back to what we're doing here. Here's our map that we're making right now. We're working on this deserted area. Where do you want to go next, y'all? I feel like these mountains are kind of good. Might want a couple more of them, just really small, because they're a little bit too just big in there. They got blurry when I made it really small, though. Maybe kind of just. Yeah, I kind of wanted the other horizontal. Kind of dig that. I almost kind of want some hills or something coming off of them. Not sure though. I think it's we'll call it good for now there. Oh, someone asked about the lake down here. They said it was they're thinking like the Salt Lake in Utah. That's exactly what I'm going for with this. We're saying the volcano erupted and it filled in the area between the two lakes, and this one's been shrinking ever since. And that's why it looks as it does. Kooky, hey, have a good day today. I hope your wisdom teeth aren't hurting as much. Hope you're feeling better with that. Have a good day at work, and we'll catch you in the Discord after. Thanks for stopping by. Y'all, what area do we want to work on next? Want to pop around somewhere else? We could start filling in one of the towns if we wanted to do that, or hey, more mountains in the north if we want. We could do the marshland down here between the lake and the sea, the agricultural area. What do you think? Let me know. Where are we going next? You want to work on the port town? All good options. You let me know and we'll pop over there. And while I'm waiting on y'all to let me know where to go next, I'll just give you the quick spiel. Y'all, I'm author Alex Knight. I've been writing since 2018. These are my books. They're on Amazon, an ebook, paperback, audiobook. You can pick them up there. If any of them look interesting to you, please check them out. If you want to ask me a question about any of them, I'm happy to talk about them. And you can also find out more at authoralexknight.com. We're here streaming every weekday, 7 to 9 a.m. Central Time. Normally, we're writing on stream. Normally, we got a little loadout like this, and we're doing some writing a book live on stream. The one we just finished was Thief of Honor here. Wrote it almost entirely on stream. It was pretty nuts to write that with y'all, but it's done now. So I just got to do some editing, get it to my editor for proper editing, and then that'll be out. It's going to be a free novella that we created on stream. That's what we do most days, but Fridays, we're kind of looking at doing a little bit of map fun. I think this might have to start being a thing. I'm having a great time with y'all. Mark Jeffries, thank you for following. Appreciate that, man. Hope your Friday's going great. Impage says, are you thinking of the lake being completely dry or having some of it still being filled? I'm thinking mostly dry. Oh, sorry about the Wi-Fi poison, but no worries. You don't have to comment. As long as you're here having a good time, that's all we want. Yeah, Impage, I think that the lake should be mostly dry. So probably we got to make it a bit smaller, huh? Can add a little bit of land in here. I'm going to cut in hard like this. And then we're going to go to subtract, which is how we add water and then fill out the curves. No, I don't like it. How should we, show that this lake is, the lake is drying up, right? Like, I feel like there should be some way to show that. Antenna says, have you used GIS programs for making maps like ESRI or QGIS? I have not. I have not used that, Antenna. This is my only map making experience is messing around with Incarnate. Could take the water layer and paint it sand colored. Yeah, I'm not sure if it would. Oh, maybe it will work like that, Impage. I think you're right. Yeah, there we go. Okay, Impage, you're spot on. There we go, y'all. Okay, so let me do this strategically now. So what we're doing here, you're spot on, Geo. Yeah, you guys know what we're doing. We're gonna do a little bit of like this around the edges of the lake. We're gonna paint some sand in here on the background, and then I'm gonna make it a little more opaque, and we're just gonna kind of fill it in. So like, this is still a lake. Like, you kind of get that, but you can see that it's drying up around the edges, right? Almost like with this black outline, we almost have like the historic borders of it where it used to be. I'm digging that, y'all. I think it needs a little more blue in there. Just to kind of like, I still want there, almost like it's deeper at this point, right? Like, this is the deeper area, so there's a little more blue. Yeah, having Geo in here is a cheat, man. It's a cheat code. He's way too good. Geo is an actual artist, y'all, compared to me. He does art streaming on Twitch, and it's very cool stuff. All right, how are we liking that for our cut in a little bit too much. Let's lower that opacity. We're just gonna try to soften this up a little bit to show that lake's drying up. I think that looks pretty good, y'all. And I like that the terrain here just looks like a nasty bruise. Evil looking area. Thank you, Volcano, for creating all this. Alright, sick. I'm happy with that for now. Let's pick another area to work on. Just kind of hop around a little bit. Where do you want to go? We've been working on these volcanoes in this dried up lake. Let me know in chat. Tell me where to go. We want to work on the port town? We'll work on the Pirate Cove area up north, or the ruins. The ruins could be fun. Geo, you dig the north side? We can pop onto the north. I guess we really do need some mountains on these little islands to kind of show what's going on there. So we can put some mountains in there. All right, so let's think about the temperature and then the whatnot here. Down here we got the volcano, right? So that's like our arid desert area. A little bit hotter in the south, perhaps. So I think this is still kind of a general hot climate. But I feel like up in here we're gonna have more green mountains, like something more like kind of like this. Let's make it bigger so we can get a good look at it here. Something kind of like that, you think? Is the center going to be a desert plain? No, I think the center rise is going to be more agricultural. Kind of these lakes all working together to make a nice green layer. We can show that by doing this. Oh wait, I'm still painting the background. Got to paint the foreground. There we go. Get a little green in here, kind of show that's what's going to go on there. And this is foothills, this little choppy area, but we just got to fill it in. So now let's pick some mountains here. We got this sort of deal, but I was kind of thinking something almost a little more jungly. I kind of want like a jungle tropical vibe going on. Do we have anything like that? Let me type in jungle mountains. I'm sure nothing's gonna come up, but maybe those keywords will. Nope. Too specific. Let's do jungle and then add a filter tag, or we'll do mountains and then add a tag jungle. Yeah, no, nothing for it. We'll just manually go through our mountains. Oh, you're all good, Rise. Welcome back. I hope the Mac's going good for you. Congrats on that. It's a good writing machine, I'll tell you that. We got green mountains, kind of like that. Nah, that doesn't look, yeah, rainforesty, something like that's kind of what I'm going for, Geo. I think it's going to come down to how we paint the land beneath it. So we just got to pick a mountain that we like, and then we'll paint in that color. Ooh, rounded. You know what? I kind of like that antenna. I kind of like the rounded mountain vibe. We got this one. This one's kind of rounded. And let's see if it's stamp variations. I think it's almost... I kind of like that, though. I was going to say it's too jagged, but y'all, it kind of reminds me of like Haiti, Dominican Republic sort of mountains. Geo said Green Hills? Let's see. Where's the Green Hills in here? Well, you know what? I can just also search hill. Yeah, we got this one. This kind of works. That's kind of good too. Yeah. That's kind of what I was going for, Geo. All right, I'm gonna rock with that. If you are the resident citizen of Puerto Rico in the chat, so if you think that looks like the rainforests back home, then man, let's rock with it. That's exactly kind of the vibe I was going for. So let's make some mountains here. Gio, my Spanish is not good enough to pronounce that. Yunque? Yunque? Junque? How would you say it phonetically? Uh-oh, y'all, I'm out of tea. We got a problem now. Junque. Okay, it's like a J. Junque. Awesome. Thank you, Gio. I'm learning something new today. Alright, let's go make this taller. Come on, mountain. Oh, is this one not freeform? This one's not as freeform as my other mountain. I can't, I can only do it diagonally. I can't, like, make it taller. That's alright. That's alright. We'll make it work. So what we're going to do here, y'all, it's Spanish for anvil. Okay, cool. Cool. I'm gonna look that up on Google Maps afterward and spend some time going around there. I love doing that. Jesse said, this would save me so much time from doing it myself. It looks fantastic, and the details, love. Oh, thank you, Jesse. This is a program called Incarnate. It's a free website you can go to and do this. They have a paid tier with more assets, but it's pretty cheap. And the free tier is good enough. So yeah, I spend way too much time messing around with this program. It is so much fun. So y'all, what I'm going to do here, since I sketched out the islands earlier. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put a bunch of little mountains in here based around these islands that were here. Just going to pick mountains that are roughly the size of the islands. And we're going to slap them on in here. And then I'm going to redraw the land around them. And that's how we're going to get our little islands. I need a small one for this little guy. Oh, thank you, Diary. Thanks for popping in. We're happy to have you here. I hope you have a good Friday going forward, and hope your weekend's just as good. Thanks for hanging out for a little bit. We appreciate that. All right, y'all. We're just gonna shape these up a little bit. Oh, thank you for the follow, Jesse. I appreciate that. Normally we do writing streams. I'm normally writing my next book on stream, but this might be our new Friday thing. Just kind of hanging out, making maps together. Feel free, y'all. Drop your input in chat if you want me to do anything differently, change how I'm doing something. We're making this together. Yeah, fjords. That's kind of what we're going for, Antenna. Although fjords are typically associated with cold environments, aren't they? Can we have tropical fjords? Because I think this is more of a tropical environment here. All right, so we're gonna do a little bit of land here around these mountains. Oh, don't like that though. We're just gonna kind of fill these islands out so they match the mountains a little bit better. Tropical fjords are a thing. Okay, rock on. That's super cool. Oh, I love geography, so learning about new geography. Let's go. Alright, then we're going to paint this after we're done. I think like we're saying this is, hey, morning, Kirsten. I always want to call you Kristen. Welcome in, Kirsten. How you doing? Happy Friday to you. Rise, good question. I stream typically. Typically, I stream till 7 to 9 a.m. Central Time every weekday for the writing streams. And we try to hit 1,000 words on stream through writing sprints. Generally about 2 hours each day. But today we're just kind of rolling with it. We're doing our Friday variety hour stream, our map making live stream. So we're just having fun with it. I'm just going to keep rolling here until we think we're good. Shagsworth, so the music sounds like Ben Prunty, very relaxing. Oh, well, thank you. Yeah, I thought it set a good tone. We're just kind of chilling, starting the day off nice and cozy with some good vibes. Oh, Rise, do I work on my books outside of stream? Yes, I typically. Hey, thanks for the follow, Shags. I appreciate that. Also, it'd be awesome if you became a regular because I would love to say Shags more. that's a wonderful nickname there. Rise, I work for about 2.5 more hours on my writing each day, be that editing, formatting the book, stuff like that. I try to do 2,400 words a day when I'm actively writing, because that's a chapter for me, so I like to do about a chapter a day. And you see me do 1,000 on stream, and then I do about 1,400 more off stream later in the day, or editing, depending on what we're whatever part of the book we're at. I think I... There we go. There we go. I like that. Oh, Coach, thank you for the tiny diny. And Adam Hunt... Wow. Y'all, I'm sorry. I was not paying attention. Coach Kyle with the heart me. Adam Hunter with the heart me. Thank you for re-upping on your stream team. Coach, you're up there, man. You're the boss fight of the stream team. Tied with Melissa, I believe. I'll have to check the stats. But thank you for the tiny diny. I appreciate that. Oh, didn't mean to do that. Coach, you said I'm unsure of using actual visuals for my buildings. Would shapes and a key still work? Yeah, Coach. So let me find a blank spot here on the map to mess with. If we go here and we go to the stamps for buildings, because I've been doing terrain and whatnot, but there's if we go to a watercolor cities, it's my favorite area. I spend a lot of time here. There's all these assets for buildings. I like to use these sort of buildings. This is a desert theme. There's non-desert theme. Here's like a ruined one. They're all kind of broken up. Oh, I'm sorry. That wasn't Coach. That was Rafi. Sorry, Rafi. Yeah, so I like to use these sort of things. But if you want to go to a different set of assets, they have just like drawings of buildings that you can use. And you could totally use a key for these. It depends on the kind of map you're making. Because I like to do mine with physical structures there, but if you just want icons, yeah, they totally got that. There's all these different sections for assets that are really cool. I don't know, maybe you want a Loch Ness Monster, a sea serpent thing going on. Y'all, we got to stick a sea serpent in here, right? Since we're talking about it, we're just gonna stick a little sea serpent in off to the side. What's an island map without a sea serpent hanging out somewhere, right? You know what? I'm gonna put him down here. I want him to hang out down here in these islands. Got our sea serpent hanging out. Oh, in the lake? Oh, you know what, Impage? That's awesome. That's super cool. That adds to the lore, right? I feel like the people that live there have like interactions with the sea serpent. That's sick, dude. I'm a huge fan. I feel like I want him to be horizontally this way, though. There we go. Checking out the town. There we go. We got a little sea serpent hanging out. Shags, Serpent's Cove, Serpent's Lake, maybe we call it now. Shags, I've been using this program as well. Easy to sync hours without realizing it absolutely is, man. I've spent so much time on this program. It's a video game to me. It's fun. It's relaxing. A volcanic sea serpent, says Sloids. Yeah. I like that. Got like Gyarados vibes or something. Jesse said, I signed up and thinking of using this as a plan out thing, then use it as a guide in my own style. Yeah, absolutely. You can export the map to a file, and then you can put it into Photoshop and keep working on it and whatnot. It's super flexible like that. Oh, Coach, I'm gonna take that name. I dig it, y'all. We're gonna name the lake. I think Coach just gave us the name for it. There we go. Don't say I didn't type anything on stream today. We got there. We did a little bit of writing. And then I want to curve this name. So we're gonna curve it a little bit. Nope, other way. And then it's a little bit big probably. So let's knock that size down. Here we go, y'all. Worm Lake. It exists. Love the name, Coach. That's a fun one. Let's just stick that right in there. Boom. Oh, y'all. So I think, y'all, we got Worm Lake, right? And they used to be one lake here, but it got cut off. So, chat, what do they call the second lake now? Like, it should have its own name because it's its own thing now, right? I need some names for it, y'all. What are we thinking about this dried up, like, deserted lake going on here in this bruise looking like desert? Drop it in chat. Let me know. Let me know what we're going to name this bad boy. Hey, Rafi, comedy works too. Sloyd's worm was. That's pretty funny. Lost Lake. Yeah, Lost Lake's a solid one. That's very literal. I do like it. What do you think, y'all? We got Worm was, I think, is my favorite so far. But y'all let me know. Let me know what we're thinking. Take more submissions for the name of this little lake down here. Hey, thank you for the follow, Bleeds. Appreciate that, man. Thanks for being here. Thanks for hanging out. Ooh, poisoned with sulfur. Oh, I like that, Ronnie. I like that. There's a little extra lore in there. It's the volcano leaked some sulfur in there and uh, made it dead essentially. It killed it, and it's drying up on top of that, just to add to the insult to injury, right? Um, just call it the sludge pit. All right, well, I'm gonna go with worm was for now, but worm waste. Ooh, yeah. Just throw a TE on there. I like that because that kind of works for the desert as well as the lake. Um, Especially if where the lore here is the lake is drying up, the barrier between the desert and the lake would be kind of ever changing, right? It's kind of retreating, receding. So it's like if you're I'm sorry, that was all off screen, guys. Here you got the barrier, where the water line was. But since this lake is drying up, it almost feels like you'd have a muddy portion and then actual water kind of down here. So like the edge of the lake is hard to know where it is. The whole thing is kind of a waste. I like it. Antenna says if it were to look like the Salt Lake Flats, it could be like sky because it's reflective. Yeah. Call it worm sky. That's pretty cool. I like that. Ooh, but Coach, I do like that too. The desert, and the lake, and the wasteland have become one. Poison, you like the worm? He's a little bit blurry because I'm a little bit too zoomed in here. I tend to make the maps too grand and then get really, really involved with details. So you kind of have to look at him in zoomed portions, but he's pretty sick looking. Like his little antlers going on there. Someone said something about the worm being a deity. Yeah, the serpent could be considered a minor deity. People believe it's responsible for the volcano's temperament. I like that. I like that a lot, Ampage. That's super fun lore. Y'all, look at this. We got some good stuff going here. All right, but I'm gonna pop back over to the mountains because we were working on the north up here. I need to paint the tropical vibe, the rainforest we got going on here. So let's get into what was I in? I was in watercolor cities. Gotta load that asset library. All right, and we're gonna just say green. So let's kind of see what kind of greens we got going on. I like this green dry, but we want green tropical. Here we go, jungle. Let's paint with a little bit of jungle going on here and see what that looks like. And we need to paint the foreground. Okay, so the jungle makes these islands a little more green, but I kind of wanted more green than that. That's not... Oh, it's because the opacity's down. That's what it is, y'all. That's good. That's good, but I would like it greener. Rise, you're spot on, man. I am a gamer. I play Rocket League, Rivals, Lord of the Rings Online's taking a lot of my time. I absolutely love that game. Kind of all over the place. Puck is a really fun one. Physics-based hockey game. Super hard, but super fun. Yeah, what about you, Rise? What are you playing? That's I kind of like this green, the lighter green, though. Kind of a contrast in there, Whoop! I keep eating over my little city areas. I got to make sure I put the city in there in a minute. Yeah, how do y'all liking this for the tropical, for the kind of rainforested islands? Rise, yeah, I have played Baldur's Gate. Absolutely love it. Super cool. It's a really fun game. Big fan of that. All right, I want this green to be a little bit darker, so we're just going to do a low opacity and just kind of do a pass here, kind of spamming a little bit of stuff in here to darken it up a bit, get that jungle vibe going. There we go. That's the look I was looking for in there. Antenna said fjords are made by glaciers. The pirate coast would actually be called a Ria coast. Yeah. So we're doing some tropical fjords here. Are tropical fjords still made by glaciers, or is it something different? I guess it would be. I guess it would be the same. Slendy, you play simulator games? Rock on. Nothing wrong with the sim. Rise, you're currently playing Monster Hunter Wilds and Warframe. That's some good time sinks there. Oh, you think it's a little too pale, Geo, for the green here? Oh, Slendy, you play Tavern Manager Simulator. That sounds fun. I love games like that, man. It's a huge time sink, but in a good way. Geo, I agree with you, dude. Let's get a better green. Because I want this to be kind of tropical. This is a jungled green. This is like medieval. Or, not medieval, Caribbean. I read Ronnie's comment, and medieval worked its way into that sentence. You're playing Medieval Dynasty right now. You love a tavern. Rock on. That sounds fun. I've not played that one though. Let's see. I need to get some greener green, some tropical green. Let me search tropical in the stamps here. Nope, nothing. What if we check this library? Nope, nothing in that one either. Doesn't like the word tropical. Let's go back to green. Keep it simple. Deciduous. Coach, if tropical ain't doing it, deciduous is going to be way too specific for it. Like a lime green, says Geo. Alright, I think this is kind of... I don't know, we got this kind of... Oh, I got to turn the opacity back up so we actually apply it. Yeah, I'm trying to make it brighter green. This is definitely brightening it. It's not going the full tropical vibes. You know, I need that like really vibrant green for tropical. I do like it better. It's definitely an improvement. Yeah, let's try jungle. That's a good idea. That's a good idea. There we go. That brought up a lot of stuff. Here we go. Oh, that's actually a texture though. I don't need the little leaves in it. Swampy or grass? Oh, here we go. How about something like, there we go. Geo, how's that looking? Well, we think that getting there, guys? That getting the tropical vibe? It's dark, but I like it. Uriah. Hey, welcome in, Uriah. Happy to have you. Happy Friday. You said I'm about to make a map for my first book coming soon. I've worked on maps for D&D. Any tips for books? I mean, honestly, I think they're really the same, Uriah. D&D and books just have so much in common. It's all storytelling, right? One of it's just D&D's of collaborative storytelling with a little more improvisation. So I think they're super similar. Just kind of think about the world, think about the interesting aspects of it, and let her rip. See where it gets you. JR, you're all good. You're not the only one having Wi-Fi issues. Poison was as well. Yeah, Coach, I can't... I'm glad you could be here, Peyton. Good to see you. We are running a bit late today, but we're just having a good time. A lot of fun. Yeah, Gio, I'm trying to go for the more humid environment. So I like that green. I like that green for it. Coach, I agree that the top of the mountains need to be painted a bit different, but it's not letting me color them. I think that they're kind of a standard asset like that. It's forcing the difference between the top of the mountain and the bottom. So that I can paint the bottom to kind of fade in. I dig it though. Zorayu, thank you for following, man. I appreciate you being here. Happy Friday to you. Y'all, I'm going to put you on this view of the island real quick because I need to use the bathroom real quick. 2 hours, 2.5 hours, and a whole bunch of tea later. I'm going to run to the restroom. But think about names for our little pirate cove up north that we're working on. While I'm gone, I'll be back in 2 minutes here. So just hold 1 second. Let me you know what? I'm gonna grab this countdown timer and we're gonna throw it here. And then I need to reset it. And did that start it? That started. All right, y'all. I will be back before that timer, so I'll be right back. Quick, everyone tell secrets while he's gone. I'm glad y'all were having fun while I was getting that quick bathroom break. All right, so hey, we're back. We're back for a little more map stream. I think we'll go for another 30 minutes here. So let's see what progress we can make in that time. And y'all, hey, welcome in. Thank you for being here. If it's your first time here, I'm author Alex Knight. These are my books. You can find them on Amazon. People often ask, how can they support me and whatnot? Do I have a Patreon, anything like that? I don't, y'all. Just if you want to support me, just take a look at one of my books, and if it seems interesting to you, feel free to pick one up. They're an audiobook, paperback, and ebook. And the top row is fantasy, and the bottom row is lit RPG. So yeah, there's my sales pitch for the day. Our normal stream, we write books live on stream, and we just finished Thief of Honor yesterday. Been working on it for a couple weeks on stream. So Monday to Thursday, we'll be doing writing streams like normal. And then I'm thinking Friday's going to be our map live stream. Going to have some fun doing this. We've made great progress on this map, so we're going to keep going on it for a little bit. Yeah. I saw you, Impid, you were asking for the Discord. There's a link to it. If you copy and paste that, you'll get right in there. So thanks for the interest. Appreciate it. We have a lot of fun in the Discord. I can't wait to drop this in the Art Share channel. I get to contribute some art for once instead of just all these awesome creators hanging out in the Discord. So many good artists. All right, y'all. I think it's time to add a little bit of buildings because we kind of painted over it, but you see there's this was going to be little outposts, little towns up here in the Smuggler's Cove area. So let's get some of those in there and maybe some trees on the islands too. So let's get on this catalog, get over to Watercolor Cities, and I just want to pick out some buildings. Let's see, what kind of color are we going for? What aesthetic? What's going to stand out on the green? Probably blue, maybe a red. Red's probably best. So let's hey, good morning, Manchu. Welcome into the map stream. How you doing on this fine Friday? Let's go. I need to get where's the asset? There should be a category here for like building small. Here we go. We'll do like a Thieves Guild type vibe. That's gonna be good for in here. So we're gonna drop that. It's way too small. It's all right. We'll blow it up. Blow it up. Got something like that maybe. Ah, it's so blurry. So it's really small. I really should have made this a little bit bigger. Let's see. We could do something a little more standout maybe. I know there's a building here that I'm missing. That's just like a general clump of buildings. Oh, there. Oh, I just saw it. I saw it right as I clicked away. Here we go. Boom. Drop that in there. Manchu, it's been going well, man. We're having a lot of fun. We've had some good viewers, some good chat interaction, and look, we've made this map on stream together in the last 2.5 hours. So yeah, we're having a good time. We're hanging out. I'm digging it. This is some of our more completed area. Really, we've painted over everything. So if it's big purple like this, it's going to be a city. We've sketched out a couple rivers and a little lake, and this is stand-in mountain texture. We're going to get there. But this is kind of what we worked on most right now. We have these two lakes here that used to be one until this volcano erupted, cut them off, and now this one down here is drying up and turning into desert. And then we have this lake up here is still doing good. I mean, hey, it's got a serpent living in it, so it's clearly having a good time up there. So yeah, that's kind of the lore we've built together on stream. We got a port town over here we'll work on in a little bit. But right now we're working on this kind of Smuggler's Cove aesthetic going on. A lot of fun. Amaris, thank you for the follow. I appreciate you being here. Fun to have you. Just made some good suggestions for our lore. I appreciate that. I think y'all, this whole Pirate Cove area, it's so small that the buildings aren't going to look too good because they're a little bit blurry because they're just a little too small. I made it too small, and I can't really resize things now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put like 1 or 2 big special buildings, kind of the custom buildings in there. That should make it stand out a bit more. So let's grab the right one. That's like elves. I don't think elves the right aesthetic for this. Can you upload a starting picture for shape? Says S.J. Taylor. And howdy, Jordan. Good to see you. I don't know if you can upload like a base to start with in Incarnate. Let me take a look here. After we save, been a while since we saved. It'll take a minute. A lot of assets been added to the map. I don't think you can upload a starting asset, but I could be wrong. Let's back out here. If we go to like a fresh map here, because I think what you could do is get some sort of like, you know, like trace it almost, but that's notes. I'm looking at the tools here. There should be something. Yeah, I'm not sure. I don't think you I know you. Yeah, you can definitely do random impage. I don't know. I don't think SJ that you can actually upload like an image to go in there. What I've done in the past is I'll put the image right next to it, and then I'll draw the outline roughly, and then go from there. This one though, we just kind of free-formed it. We were just taking input and kind of going with it. I'm still not in love with the shape of the island, but I think it's pretty good. We kind of got there, you know. Hey Jordan, well, you got to create a map for D&D. I got a good place you could do it. It's called incarnate.com. That's sick though. You got a campaign tomorrow? It'd be fun. A little session. Y'all, I'm having trouble picking what buildings we want to go in here. Maybe something like that. Scale it down to the right size. Rotate it around. I'm thinking right in here. It's gonna. I apologize. It's gonna be low quality because it's just too small. It's too small to put buildings in here, so I'm just gonna have to like stick them in and look at them from afar. Yeah, Gio. Look, I'd take an Incarnate sponsorship. I'd do this for money. Instead, we're just doing it for fun. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Alright, well, guys, we've made a rookie mistake here. So learn from my mistakes. Don't make your maps too detailed, because then... or not too detailed, but too small. Because now I can't really do detailed buildings right in here. It's going to have to be like the suggestion of them. Because I just made the map in general too large, right? So in the cities... we're not going to be able to have like a street level view because the assets get blurry. You know, they got good resolution, but I mean this is a super zoom we're looking at down there. But I think that kind of works for our like smuggler city. You know, it doesn't look too terrible. It could definitely look better, but I'm not hating it. Let's see what else we got in this stamp selection. A little one here we could throw in. Give it a rotate. Kind of like that. Yeah, it's just kind of the suggestion of buildings. You know what, Impage? You're spot on, man. You are an Incarnate pro. You're absolutely right. We'll do the Fantasy World buildings or the Parchment World, different asset library. Maybe Parchment World would be better. I think Parchment World's going to be much better. That way we're going with, since we're having trouble with like the resolution, we'll just do icons instead. Good suggestion, dude. That's absolutely right. We don't want elves or dwarves. I don't think that's right. We want human. Here we go. Some human settlements. So look at this. Look, we've got a little anchor icon we can slap on there. All right, so let me get rid of these, and we'll just put some just kind of like mark it like this, you know. That's a little bit big. Kind of like that. So we get the vibe what's going on here. Antenna, have I tried making 3D map? No, I haven't. I know you can do that in Incarnate. I've not messed around with it too much. It seems like it'd be super difficult, like really fun, and the finished products are awesome. Just difficult to do. Alright, so yeah, here we go. This'll just kind of show us what we got going on here, settlement-wise. Little smuggler port vibes. Yes, Jay, definitely create one for your book series. It's super fun. Man, it's easy to spend so much time in here, but it's so worth it. I have this is a video game for me. It is straight up entertainment time. Alright, cool. We're just going to slap these icons right around here. There we go. That's marking our little pirate port, pirate cove up there. I'm a fan of that. I like it. Now I think what I'm gonna do, because I want them to stand out a little bit better at a higher zoom, we're gonna go and we're gonna paint the background behind them a color that will allow them to shine a bit more. Paint the foreground, I mean. There we go. Probably that one should be the jungle green, because there's nothing on that. So there we go. And this is technically we're using a desert palette here for this, but really I'm just using it to highlight so that these stand out a bit more. You know, I want those icons to really be visible. There we go, kind of like that. And then we'll paint the rest of it nice and green. With our tropical vibes. What do we think about that, folks? How's that looking? We happy with our Smuggler Cove vibe going on? Give it a quick save. Let's catch up on chat. JR, I was thinking about drawing a map for my next book, but I'm having trouble finding how to transfer. Are you trying to like transfer it into Incarnate, you're saying? Because I don't think there's a way to do that. I think you got to build it in Incarnate originally, which is a shame. But maybe there's a way to do it. I'm not the best at this. Tempe, hey, welcome in, buddy. Good to see you. The map's coming good. We're having fun with it. I mean, look at this big ol' island we got going on. We got some lore building in the background. We're kind of creating it together as we go. It's a lot. I'm having a great time. I think Chad is too. I hope y'all are. Geo, you like the icons? Rock on, dude. I'm a fan. I dig it. That's a good solution. In future, I need to make sure that I make the map a little bit smaller, so that we can make the house icons bigger and actually get proper streets in there and everything. But you know, that's something you got to consider when you're making maps. You got to think about the perspective. What's the perspective the map intends to be seen from? Like what zoom? Because like it looks good at like this zoom level. You can kind of see what's going on. But if you come out to here, look at it more of a continent scale, it doesn't make as much sense. You can't really see all the detail. You get the general overview, but I prefer maps that are more zoomed in, kind of like this level. I like to be able to see the topography and the cities, all that stuff mixed in. Oh, there you go, Impage. That's a good idea. Tape some paper over the screen and then trace it, you know, through the paper. You could do that. All right, y'all. I'm getting annoyed by this little texture. It's just a stand-in texture for mountains. We got to put some actual mountains there. So I talked earlier about how Incarnate you can sorry, trying to find my mountains. You can kind of like clone stamp your assets, right? You don't have to select them individually. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to find a mountain that I think works in here. Honestly, they should probably be similar to the mountains we used up in here, right? These tropical ones. So what you can do is you can just click and drag like this. That's a little bit too high. It's making too many of them. So let me change that setting. Turn the density down. So you can click and drag and it'll just paste in randomized mountains. It's best for forests, but you could just fill a whole mountain range in like this if you wanted to. I like to do it more individually, more specifically, but it's a nice way to just be like, boom, I got a mountain range. Look at that, boom. You could, if you wanted to be cool, you know, be quick with it, you could just put a whole mountain range in just like that. I like it a little more boutique, a little more custom. Oh, y'all, I just found a new tool. This is new since the last time I used Incarnate. They have an area filter now. So I basically increased my brush size, and now it's going to paste mountains across that whole area. That's pretty sick. Look at that. That's an even faster way to fill it in. That's really cool. Oh, look at that. And also, Coach, we were talking about the mountains earlier. Look at this, in the cursor in the center of my screen. we can change mountain color. We were having trouble with that earlier. Look at that. More settings I was unaware of. That's pretty sick. Yeah, I dig that area and density option. But what I'm going to do right now, just make this a little bit bigger. So we're on the mainland here, so we need bigger mountains, right? And we're going to just start putting them in. Let's get some mountains in here. Oh, that one's really big. I don't think I need it that big. We'll come in and make that smaller later. Yeah, coach, the $25 for a year is a super good deal for a program like this. I mean, that's like nothing. I appreciate them offering it so inexpensively, really. All right, so I'm just kind of dropping some mountains, and we're gonna move them each and customize them between them, because I think what I like most for mountains is you gotta have differences in size, right? You need a couple big ones like we've got, but now what we need to do is we need to make some more that are a bit smaller. You spread them in, put some hills in there, right? Yeah, I've used that hue shift a lot as well, Impage, for buildings, because I tend to, in the city map I was making, I was marking different districts by the different general color of the buildings there. So that was kind of the vibe we were going for, and being able to customize the hue made me have a district that was like all vaguely pink and purplish, vaguely all blue and green, that sort of deal. It was pretty cool. Super useful tool. Alright, we're just going to paint in this coastline a little bit. Try to designate where the mountains are. I think it's going to be like kind of the kind of like the jungly tropical rainforest region up here. And it's going to be a fun city that's hanging out right down here. I'm excited to see, to visualize, to think about what that one's going to look like. It's right in here, this little purple segment. That's going to be fun. Alright, so I think that's kind of the mountain range there. I'm just sketching out the territory. Let's go ahead and turn this river while we're at it. We're going to make this river into proper. It's just been painted. Oh, and this lake. So we'll go to the subtract tool. And we're going to use the star brush, and we're just going to kind of paint this lake out. And I need it to be watercolored. So we need to grab that color. Boom. And then we need to paint the background in here with it. There we go. There's a nice lake. There's a good little lake. I need to do a bit more coloring in there. I don't like the blue trickling over. So we're gonna paint that over. There we go. And now we'll grab the proper green and get it. And we need to paint this whole area with the green, honestly. So let's up that brush size and get on through here. I know it's taking out my nice little texture that I had going on, but that was just a stand-in. That's just to show me I need to remind me I need to fill it in with trees. Because this is a rainforest area, you know, mountainous rainforest. Timpy, I kind of have done a gaming stream once. I just randomly on a Saturday night when I was playing Rocket League, just kind of turned the camera on. We had a good time. It was fun. I'm sure we'll do it again in the future. Probably nothing on the regular, you know. I'm not trying to be a gaming streamer. I'm trying to keep it focused on work as an author and whatnot. But hey, watch those Saturday nights. You never know when I turn the cameras on and we start going. All right, y'all. I want to fill in some forest here. So let's see. Tall jungle trees. Perfect. That's what I'm looking for. Oh, we got, what else is that? Swamp trees, palm trees, jungle trees, and tall jungle trees. That's kind of the stamps I'm looking for. So let's make them a little bit smaller, and we're gonna paint in some jungle here, y'all. Let's use the area and the density tools. We'll do area like that, and probably a little more dense. We're gonna grab some trees, stick them in here. That's the tall ones. I'm gonna get some of the regular ones as well, spice it up. Oh, I got some in the water there. We'll take those out in a minute. And this is just quick work. We'll refine it as we go. Hey, Marigold. Welcome in. Good to see you. How you doing on this fine Friday? All right. Now I know we got some trees running off into the water, so let's knock those out real quick. There we go. No aquatic trees here. Thank you very much. There we go. All right, so we got some quick trees in there. We just kind of sketched that out. It does have Zelda vibes, doesn't it? This kind of looks like a Nintendo, Game Boy map or an N64 map going on. Antenna, I was thinking that some mangroves would be pretty cool. I'm sure we could simulate that. Yo, look how much better the map looks once you start putting those real assets in there, right? Like we were just painting earlier down in the south. This is all painted stuff just for reference. Once you get those assets going, get the trees and stuff in there, oof, I love it. Now I want to do some more hills in here because it's just the big mountains right now. We need to stick some hills in there. So let's go to hill and just some smaller hills. I think we'll turn the density down. I don't want just want to kind of do this one at a time. So. There we go. Boom. Stick one in there. I'm just going to toss a couple hills in. Maybe a little bit smaller. Want to signify this is some rough terrain around here, y'all. There we go. Stick that right around there. I'd like something with kind of like a ridge line. Because I want to do, I want to grab these mountains. Yeah, Impage, I'm definitely going to do that in a minute here. Grab some different trees. That's how you make it look really really realistic with the density of foliage. Yeah, see, now I wanted to get these mountains here. To lean over the coastline. See how they're leaning over it? It shows you that that is a very deep ravine with mountains on either side. Something kind of like that. There we go. Y'all, I'm digging it. Gio, you said, what do you think about a thin river or canal that would be used for smuggling? Cuts through the hills and such. Yeah, we could do that. We could do maybe this lake kind of flows down to the sea. It's got a little river cutting through here. Or maybe it flows down into this little village we got going on, the kind of mountain retreat. We could do that. Grab the subtract tool. Drop our brush size down. Do something kind of like that. Kind of jungle rivery. Boo Boo, I like that suggestion. A little secret cavern for hiding place / treasure hiding hole. Absolutely. We'll get to that. What do we like here, Joe? You like it more kind of running this way? Or do we like it running kind of that way? Down to the town. I feel like with the towns cut in half by the river here, it almost feels a bit more like a kind of like a safari town, like a edge of the wilderness, We'll keep it on the star brush. Yeah, you like it with the town? Okay, cool. Then we'll add oh, that's way too big of a brush size. We'll fill it in up here so we don't have a river running there. Oh, there's a little bit of trees in the lake. I hadn't noticed that. And this hill needs to be a little bit off the lake. Kind of like there-ish. All right. So now I did kind of cut into the town a little bit when I did that, but we fix. Make the town a little bit bigger like that. Subtract with our round brush. There we go. And now I want this river to be more visible, right? Because it's a little hard to see. So let's move this big mountain that's towering over it. Let's pull it back a little bit. In fact, I'm going to move it entirely because I got to get these trees out of the river. All right, now we'll put the mountain back. There we go, like right there. So that's enough. You kind of understand that there's a river flowing there between all this. East and West Bridges, the town will be beautiful, says Coach Kyle. It would be beautiful. This would be a lovely place to live, although it's probably very humid considering it is a tropical rainforest we're kind of going for here. All right, so let me grab another tree variety because I wanted to sprinkle in some different trees. Man, I'm kind of tempted by the bamboo. I feel like bamboo kind of actually goes well here. Just like lightly sprinkle it through to add some density. And then we're going to grab some sort of bushy plant or something to stick in more. I feel like some bamboo thickets makes this just seem so much denser. Yeah, the town goes up the mountainside. I love that. Oh, Gio, you know there's palm trees. You know there's palm trees, and you know I'm going to stick them in there. Yeah, let's grab some of these. We're gonna up the area and the density on these palm trees so we can really stick them in there. Don't quote me out of context on that. Need one more tributary leading to Smuggler's Cove, says Coach. Where are you thinking? You thinking like up in the north or something? Oh, tells me it's time to save. I've made a lot of changes. I am bad about that. I'm used to that autosave feature. North by northeast. You're staying up in here somewhere. Oh, okay. We could do something in there. Yeah, look how much better the jungle's looking with these trees in here. You gotta get that diversity of foliage. Nope, didn't want that there. Wanted it right there. Left of it, so like up in here, you're saying? We had one there a minute ago. Jesse, yeah, this is a website. It's incarnate.com. Free map making tool. And we're doing a little map stream with it, having fun. We've made this. Oh, I just did a whole line of palm trees off into the ocean. We just made this on stream, and now we're filling it in, building a map together. Impage, you said it when you use the area tool, the density tool considers the same thing that's already there. Yeah, I noticed that. It was intelligent about how it placed things. Super cool. All right, so let's go ahead. I want to get this town built real quick. Let's grab another representation of a city from Parchment World, I believe is where I was pulling. Now, what icon we want to use for this place? Probably not orc. I don't think orc architecture is quite right here. We got dwarves. That could kind of work. There's mountains there, you know. Elven. I don't know. Elven, maybe? And we just got basic human. Something jungly. Oh, we got these down here could be kind of jungly. I mean, I know they're allegedly elven, but kind of do something like this right in there. I don't know. I don't think that's quite right. I'm not digging that one. What about, ooh, kind of something like that. We've also got this and this. All of those are kind of nice. Yeah, I kind of like these two. A treehouse would be nice. I don't know if they have that for the map marker. Yeah, I do like them kind of together. They almost look like they go together, right? If they're kind of like this. And then I need to, you know what I'm going to do? I need to put this mountain. I need to raise it up a layer. Yeah, there we go. So look, it's hiding the town behind it. Slips in right behind it there. I dig that. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of combine stamps. We're going to put a second one in. Just kind of throw it like right there. Just kind of mapping out the side of the town itself. Looks like a checkpoint. Yeah, it does, doesn't it? Kind of looks like they're kind of stopping you on your way upriver. Now, if I were really taking my time with this, we'd be grouping the layers together and stuff to make sure everything's nice and clean. But we're just making it as we go. Nah, not a fan. Alright, I think this is pretty good. I think maybe we slip this one more here, and I want to do it layer down. But I don't want the tree on top of it. Alright, something like that. We're just kind of giving the suggestion of a town there. And now, just like the other one, we want to paint the background of it so it stands out more. So we're going to grab that sandy color. We're going to drop that brush size. We're just going to give it a nice little paint in here so you see it really stand out. Also, I think I want to grab you and you. I want to move it up a little bit so it's hiding that river line, that coastline. I want it to be, the buildings are like towering over the coast, you know? Nope, sorry, meant to move you up a layer. Maybe back down. Yeah, it certainly feels very defensive. That wasn't my goal initially, but I think we're kind of there with it. So we'll rock with that. Oh, hey, welcome in, Steven. We're making fantasy maps live on stream. Typically, I write my books live on stream Monday to Thursday, 7 a.m. Central to 9 a.m. Central. But Fridays we're messing around with making maps, so we're making a map together. Feel free to drop any input you got as we're going through it, because we've made this with chat. You know, we came up with this whole kind of cool. We have like this lake down here, and we kind of made the lore that this volcano erupted and cut these two lakes off, and now this one's, you know, drying up, turning into a wasteland, while this one's still doing good. Yeah, we're just popping around the map, kind of filling it in, making it together. So feel free to hang out. Coach, you said you sent me something on Discord for the tributary. Oh, okay, I see what you're thinking. Yeah, we could rock with that. We can do that. Shiny Gyarados lives in that lake. Yeah, man, absolutely. That's exactly the vibe I was getting from our little sea serpent there, our lake serpent. All right, Coach, I see what you mean with the tributary, so I can stick that in there. Let's make a little river. And brush, we're going to want it a little random. We're going to go through kind of like that. And now we need to paint it and make it stand out. And then we got to delete all the textures on top of it. Is it Icon Elven Temple? So is that this one? That is a capital, it says. You were talking about Icon Elven Temple. Let's see. Oh, interesting. You said you could do two of them next to each other, maybe one bigger than the other. We can play around with that, and then we'll finish that river. Yeah, we could do something with that. Solo, hey, welcome in, man. Yeah, we've made some progress. We're slowly bringing the map to life, kind of filling it in, you know. Just kind of hopping around to areas right now and bringing things to life. Eon, you said you know Incarnate. Rock on, dude. Yes, it's great for D&D worlds, battle maps, incredible. It's so fun. Huge fan. All right, so let's get these hills out of here. I kind of feel bad deleting them, but Coach wanted a river here, so we got a river going. Got to get a couple trees out of it. In fact, I should, instead of deleting them, I should just be moving them. You know, we want it to stay nice and dense around here. Appreciate the likes and follows, y'all. Very kind of y'all. Oh my god, Steven, I'm so sorry, dude. And Boo Boo, I totally missed the gifts. I was so focused on the map. Thank you very much for the goat gift and the rose. I appreciate that, y'all. Super cool, yeah. I am Ryan Curtis. This is called Incarnate. It is a website where you can make maps for free. It's got a paid tier as well, but Free one's good enough for the most part. Super fun. We're just making one live on stream. Think we'll go for another few minutes here, and then y'all will pick it up again next Friday. And then, of course, Monday to Thursday will be our regular stream, our regular writing stream. So we'll be back to that. But next Friday, guys, I'm having a blast. I don't know about you, but I think this is going to have to be a regular thing. This is a very fun way to kick off the day, Friday. Just going to narrow this river down a little bit. I think it needs to be small, kind of hidden, you know? Just a little one. Steven, no, I don't typically make maps before I write my books. We're just doing this. I do them for fun, honestly. Sometimes I'll do them. I'll make a map for my books just because I want to, but never because I need to. To me, this is just kind of like a video game, man. I just have fun with it. I like want to spend my free time doing this. Yo, I'm really liking how this region's looking up north. That's got some character to it, right? I'm a fan. Maybe, you know what? Maybe a little bridge over this river here. I think that could be kind of cool. Alright, we got, let's use this. Let's play around with this bridge. This is kind of a cool thing, y'all. We haven't seen this yet. So the way the bridges work, it just looks like that, right? Oh, wait, it's not on screen. You might want to be able to see it. It just looks like this, right? But the way it works is it's two structures, you know, the left and right span, and then the middle pulls from the foreground color. So if I put it here, you'll see it fills. I gotta keep it on screen, Alex. If I put it here, you see it fills in with color, so it kind of looks like it is actually spanning the water. And it'll take the color that you have there. So I want to put a little bridge in here because I feel like this city needs a bridge. And we need to paint it to match. But I don't want to paint too much over the river, so we need to get a smaller brush size here and just kind of clean that up a bit. And then I feel like the bridge needs to go maybe down a layer. But if I do that, it just kind of disappears. Maybe it's that's getting a little too nitty-gritty, huh? I do like how the bridge looks at a higher zoom, though. You know, kind of connecting the two halves. I know how to do this. I know what we're gonna do. We're gonna put the bridge here, and then we're gonna raise this item up a layer. There we go. So it kind of looks like the bridge runs to it. Where the door and the top is, says Gio. So you want maybe like kind of a straight up and down thing like this. Gotta paint that in as well. Yeah, I do dig that. That actually looks pretty good. Like a drawbridge, yeah. Rock on. All right, let's get that. Just the right angle, and boom, there we go. And now I need to move this up a layer as well. Boom, there you go. Look at that. We just built a bridge into the city. Well, I say look at that, and then I save. Oh, I'm glad you're having fun, Impage. Definitely. I mean, you've had some great suggestions. You know your way around Incarnate, that's for sure. So be excited to see what you create. And hey, if you do create any cool maps that you want to show off, please feel free to join us in Discord. I just dropped the link in chat. That's our community Discord. We share art that we're... Oh, I'm all blurry. When did that happen? We share art that we make, writing, et cetera, et cetera. Just kind of a community for everybody to hang out when the stream's not running live. Oh, thank you, Jack Ann, and welcome in. Glad to see you. Check this out. We've been making some map here on stream. We kind of got the north section is kind of filled out, and then just a little bit down here. The rest is all painted on texture. We're gonna fill that in with actual assets. But yeah, I'm really happy with how it's coming. I love making this with y'all. It's super fun to take suggestions from everybody, and we kind of build a shared world together. Yeah, you like the mountain range? It's pretty cool, right? I'm obsessed with this little section right here that just looks like a nasty bruise, man. Looks so evil. It hurts. Oh, you sent your continent map in the art share. Awesome, Impage. I'm excited to look at that. Hey, we can do that real quick. That's part of stream. We look at art that folks create. Let me Let me pop over to the normal display capture, pull up Discord. Let's get the art share channel. And, wow, a lot of art's been shared. Rock on, y'all. Oh, yeah, Impage, is this is yours, I think? That's pretty sick, man. Is that centered? Let me pull up my preview so I can see. Ah, it's a little off. We can get it better. There we go. Y'all, look at that. That's a really good map, dude. Rock on. That's sick. I love the little borders. You got a compass rose down there at the bottom. If I can whoop, I can get rid of it. There we go. That's really cool. I love it. Good work. I love this ridge line over here. Showing the difference in terrain, you know. Rock on. Thank you for putting that in the Discord. That's kind of the point of it, you know. Oh, Goat, let me know how it goes as you're working on it, dude. That'd be fun. All right, y'all, let's put some finishing touches. I'm gonna put I want a couple more hills down in here, and then I think we're gonna call the north done. Oh, you know what? We need trees. We need trees on these little islands, don't we? We gotta get some of that going. I don't know why the stamp size is so small there. Let me copy this one so we inherit its size. There we go. Alright, we're just going to throw some trees on these little islands. And we'll give it some diversity again, different types of trees. There we go. So now we're going to grab our jungle tree. We're going to paste that on in here too. I really do like to place things individually. I don't know why I do it that way, but I'm a bit of a control freak, maybe. It's looking good, huh, Sloids? We've been working on it, man. It's you know, it really makes that jump once you go from painting on just rough asset, or you know, just painting on to actually putting the assets, the mountains, the forests, the towns and stuff. That's when it really comes to life. So that's what we're doing now, and yeah, it's making it look good. I'm glad you're liking it. It's been a lot of fun making it with y'all. Yeah, Incarnate's ridiculously fun. It's dangerous. You got to watch it because I spent so much time on it. I'll be like, do I want to play a video game tonight or do I want to make a random map? All right, let's get a few more trees up in here. Then I wanted to do some hills down below, and I think, like I said, we can call this northern section done. Peyton, you just popped back in? Yeah, we're having a good time with it. Look at that. That's pretty fun. I need you to go up a layer. That kind of ruined it. I need you to go down a layer. That's what it is. Nope. That also didn't do it. I want this mountain to stand out a little bit more, but the hill above it, the mountain above it, actually is what's doing it. A little bit of finessing in here. They're just a little too close together. What if I flip it horizontally? Would that put the peak off to the side? Don't love it. Alright, well we're getting a little bit picky. Oh, it was made for a D&D game. That's cool, dude. That sounds super fun. Custom map for your new campaign. That sounds that's all you can ask for, right? Like, what a gift. Alright, I'm just finessing it there. I'm pretty happy with this, y'all. I think this northern part looks really good. I'm gonna throw like a couple more hills in. And we'll call this good. Nah, I don't love that one. There we go. I want to grab you, move you a little bit more inland. I think we need like one more hill there on the coast, but it's got to be the right one. That'll do ya. Let's just... There we go. All right, y'all. Pretty happy with that. I think we're gonna call it there for the day. Been a lot of fun. Thanks for being here, folks. First ever map stream. I'd say it went well. Did you have a good time? I certainly did. A lot of progress. Let's look. We got the shape of the island. We sketched out our settlements. We got our little lakes going on here with a little bit of lore backstory. We got our. I'm excited to make this one, y'all. It's gonna be our ruins, or like our town that died out with the desert. It's gonna be sick. The port town's gonna be a fun one to work on. But look at the north. I'm really happy with this. This came out real well. Thanks for the help, everybody. Yeah, Goatman. I think this is gonna be a weekly thing. I think we'll leave Fridays. You know, kind of a flex Friday sort of deal. But I think map's gonna be the go-to for Fridays. I mean, this is a lot of fun. Like I said, I do this like a video game, so y'all, I don't even know if I'm actually working right now. I feel like I'm just gaming with y'all. Thanks for being here for it. So yeah, I think we can go ahead and say next Friday we'll do it again. I'll make a note of that. Get a little keyboard sounds in there for you all too. You're used to it from the typing streams, so not a lot of typing going on today. But yeah, so every Friday I think every Friday for the map stream. Y'all look at this good progress. Hey, if you had a good time today, please give me a like and a follow. Appreciate it. As always, we'll be here every weekday, 7 to 9 a.m. Central Time, and we'll be doing our normal writing streams most of the time, but we'll get more of these map streams in. I've loved the input from everybody. I love the progress we've made. That's kind of ASMR-ish while you work. Hey, rock on. I dig it. Y'all, I'm going to save this map as day 1 progress. We'll put it in the Discord so we can have a little bit of a history. We can watch it be built over time. But as usual, a special thanks to Kevin MacLeod of Incompetech.com for the use of his songs, Cottages, Manor, Northern Glade, and Farm, which provided our background music today, as well as an extra special thank you to community member Raffi the Engineer, who provided our newest background song, Midnight at the Round Table. And that is this one right here, playing now. Y'all, if you enjoyed the stream, please give me a like and a follow. We can hang out on the next one. We'll be here every weekday, 7 to 9 a.m. Central Time. Most of the time it'll be writing streams, but hey, this map stream went so well, we'll definitely be doing it every Friday. And yeah, it should be fun going forward. So guys, thanks for being here. I'll drop the link one more time to Discord if you wanna come hang out with this community when the stream's not running. We got the Discord right there. And one last pitch before we go. Folks who want to support me in any way, please give me a follow. I appreciate that. But I don't do Patreon or donations or anything like that. More so, just check out my books. If one of them catches your eye, please pick it up. They're available in ebook, paperback, and audiobook. You can find them all on Amazon or at authoralexknight.com. So, hey, thanks for joining us for our first ever map stream this Friday. And we're going to do it again next Friday. And Monday to Thursday next week will be our regular writing stream. So right back to normal. Ken, hey, welcome in, buddy. Glad to see you. Sorry, we're just wrapping up here. We just did a map stream. We made this live on stream with feedback from chat. It's pretty cool. We're going to keep working on it next Friday. But hey, the VOD is on YouTube now. So if you want to catch up on it, I'll throw it at you as well. youtube.com/authoralexknight. It'll be there. Folks, thanks for being here. I hope you had a good time. I certainly had fun. There was a long stream today, 3 hours, 20 minutes, but it was fun the whole way. So thanks for being here, everyone. I'll catch you on Monday. You have a good weekend. Have fun, and we'll see you then. Folks, be excellent to each other. YouTube, as always, we are still here with you for just another minute, but I'm going to sign off as well.